Hi, everybody. Welcome to Defend Your Romance Stardew Valley edition. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Good to see you. We are excited for yet another Defend Your Romance. This one is a special one because it's everybody's favorite cozy farming game, Stardew Valley, that has quite a few candidates for bachelors and bachelorettes. And for this one, there's only 4 of us that'll be defending, though there are quite a few candidates, but I'm sure throughout the evening we will have discussion on many of the candidates, not just the ones presented. So stay tuned for that. And I think what we'll do is the same format that we've done for the previous Defend Your Romances, where we roll a D4 in chat and determine who goes first from there, and continue to roll afterward. So we'll do that. And just before we get into all of the defending, I will go through our usual stuff, our announcements and all that good stuff about us here at MagiRPG and what we got going on. First things first, for the schedule, unfortunately, tomorrow, Ignite Recall will be canceled, sadly. We have a very sick storyteller, a sick GM, who won't be able to run the game tomorrow. So everybody, well, hopefully Frank doesn't mind me sharing that he's sick, but everybody send Frank your well wishes because he's sick, very sick. So hopefully he'll be getting better soon. But for tomorrow, we will not have Ignite Recall, but the crew will return, I believe, the following Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Question mark?
I believe so. I'd have to double check.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Mandy says yes. So yeah, we'll confirm the schedule. You know, the best place to get these updates is our Discord, discord.gg/MagiRPG. That is where we are the most up to date on our schedule and what we got going on. And when there are these like last minute changes and stuff, that is usually the first place that we will share that information. So feel free to join us in the Discord, not just for the scheduling updates, but also just to hang out and chat, because we like to hang out and chat in there and talk about not just our TTRPG games, but everything, including our romance options in games and shows and other media. So join us there to talk about that. But for the rest of the schedule, we have, what do we have going on? We're a bit light. I will admit we're a bit light for the month of December, but I will tell you all, the Magic crew was reviewing the schedule for next year, and we have quite a lot going on in the Q1 of next year and onward. So, as you know, things usually do kind of slow down around the holiday time. I guess we are no exception to that. We will also be slowing it down just a bit, but do expect us to really ramp back up diving into January. So expect that to happen. But for the schedule for the rest of the year, we really just have Ignite Recall and Ancestral Blood. I can tell you specifically for Ancestral Blood, we're going to have 2 more episodes for this year. The next one that we're going to have is actually going to be an in-person recorded game at PAX Unplugged for Ancestral Blood. It's going to be a crossover episode between Ancestral Blood crew and the Love Bites Marechal Coterie that we ran a one-shot for last New Year's Eve. So that is going to be a crossover episode. It's going to be in person, and we are going to record it and upload it a few days later. So we're recording it on the Sunday of PAX, and we'll probably have it up by Wednesday, December 11th. And what we'll do is we'll probably stream it. We'll stream it live and do like a bit of a watch party. Like I'll probably be in chat and watch it, and so it won't be us live streaming, but it'll be pre-recorded, stream it live, and then upload the VOD to YouTube the following day as per usual. Then Friday the 13th, which is a December Friday the 13th, which is always fun, we will have our last Ancestral Blood episode of the year. That'll just be the regular Friday night gang Lysanders getting together. And that'll be the last episode for the year. And then we will be back in January, probably January 3rd, like that first Friday in January. So it'll be just a 2-week break after that. So that's what we got going on. And stay tuned for all of the updates for future things. JT Cunning, James, you're raising your hand.
I think we might be doing something else on the 11th, boss.
What else are we doing on the 11th? Oh, fuck. we do have something else on the 11th. JT Cunning. Thanks for reminding me. I'm going to have to change our schedule for when we do Ancestral Blood. James, do you want to talk about what we have going on for December 11th, Wednesday?
You know, very symptomatic of me with absolutely no artistry in hand. We're going to have a special little holiday season one-shot that is set in Craig Cragham's Monster of the Week universe, known as The Weird. And what's going to be really special about that is that I'll be running it.
James is going to be running his first game on stream. He's going to be running Monster of the Week. This is so exciting, guys. We've gotten so many people to run games for the first time on MagiRPG, and I gotta say, if somebody asked me like, what's your proudest accomplishment of MagiRPG, it's just the fact that we get people who don't normally want to run games, not even run a game like behind, like for friends off stream, like run a streamed game for people to watch, for an audience to watch. So James is going to be running his first game on stream at MagiRPG, and it's going to be Monster of the Week. And yes, it is going to be set in Craigham's The Weird World. So it's like a shared universe, continuing the universe, which is really, really exciting. So that's going to be on Wednesday. That is Wednesday, December 11th, which means I'm going to bother Chris and Bijan to see if we can get Ancestral Blood Tuesday, which is like the day after we travel for PAX Unplugged. Maybe we'll do Thursday. We'll see. But sometime
maybe a double feature Thursday, Friday.
But yeah, sometime that week we will have Ancestral Blood uploaded. But yes, that is Wednesday, December 11th. Which yes, James, we should get some assets and stuff ready for that and announce that soon. So
we'll announce who's in it soon enough.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all the announcements. Thanks for the reminder. I think we're ready to dive into Defend Your Romance. Also, sorry, gang, I got no background audio for this one, no music. So you might want to play your own music and just for the vibes, whatever. I pull up the Stardew Valley soundtrack on Spotify and listen along for the vibes. So let's do the D4 and see who is going to be the first one to present. So the order is going to be in this little clockwise here. So Tracy 1, Dan 2, James 3, Aki 4. Dun 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 dun. Okay, roll D4. God damn it. This happened last time, too.
Get after it, boss.
I hate when that happens. I don't want to go.
Ball's coming from inside the house.
You're going first, boss.
Okay, well, all right.
Yeah.
I made this rule, and so I have to...
Gotta respect it.
Yep, I gotta respect it. So... all right, let's dive into this, everybody. I don't get anybody else's chops to get myself prepared. I'm just going right into it. So for my past couple of Defend Your Romances, I sort of scripted out what I wanted to say. Actually, really, Mass Effect was one I scripted the most. But this one is a little unscripted, and I'm just going to be sharing thoughts. So let's... get into it. Oh, I forgot to change my overlay. I edited everybody else's to remove the other cameras, so we'll just have to deal with the non-cameras. But we are going to be talking, and surprisingly, I'm the only one here out of the group that I believe, yes, I'm the only one here that is defending a bachelor for Stardew Valley. The rest of the crew here is actually going to be defending bachelorettes. So I am representing the bachelor of tonight's Defend Your Romance, and that is Elliot. And before we get into like the Elliot romance, I want to quickly dive into like Stardew Valley and this game and what it means to me, because I was thinking about this the other day and I was like, I'm gonna share this, but Stardew Valley is a game that I know is very associated with like a cozy game, and it is like the epitome. It almost like started a whole genre of like cozy games and farming sims that has now kind of become synonymous with one another. And it's a genre that I very much enjoy and spend a lot of time playing those types of games. And Stardew Valley in particular, it has been a game that has almost been a comfort game for me. I tend to go to this game when I have a lot of anxiety in my life, and it is like a game that almost grounds me and makes me feel like it's just, I can't really describe it. It's the game I always play when I'm flying. I spent the most hours on Stardew with my Nintendo Switch. I actually play it more on my Switch than I do on PC. And I play Stardew when I travel, when I'm flying, because I have a lot of flight anxiety. I fly like 7+ times a year, but I get so nervous when I fly. I have a lot of flight anxiety. And so Stardew Valley is like the game that I always play like during takeoff to just like keep myself like very like grounded and know that it just helps me focus and not think about things. And it's really like a great game for my anxiety. It has helped me when I've had a family member who passed away and I was going through like a really, really hard time. I just played Stardew Valley. When the 1.6 update just came out earlier this year, it was right before I had a big medical procedure, and I was just playing that game to just like cope with, and so like this game really means a lot to me is really what I'm trying to say here. Like, it is a very special game. It has helped me through a lot, and I am very appreciative. Thanks, Concerned Ape, for making a great game. So I specifically, as we all know, like all of us here probably are people who enjoy romance elements in games. And the fact that Stardew Valley has a lot of great romances, it really like adds a lot to the game, because I've played a lot of other games that are like simulators like this or farming sims that have romance, and none of them are quite as good as Stardew Valley. And when I meet other people, my friends specifically, and we're talking about Stardew Valley, the first thing I ask them is, who do you think I romanced in Stardew Valley? And surprisingly, so many people get it wrong. I remember I actually asked Chris and Kat this question, and both of them guessed incorrectly. I was like, who do you think I romanced? And it's like, Harvey? Sebastian? And I'm like, no! I can understand maybe why you would think Sebastian, but the answer is no. And to me, it seems so clear who my romance. I'm like, guys, how do you not know that Elliot would be my romance choice? He is my type. And I think people just tend to forget about Elliot. If you're not actively romancing him, he's easily forgettable, because he's just the man that lives in a cabin on the ocean. So for the people who don't romance Elliot, I think he has a bit of a infamous aura around him. People think he's pretentious because they don't understand him, and I get it. I get it. He can come off pretentious, but once you get to know him, it's very endearing and charming. So that is what we're going to get into today. That was my long spiel about Stardew Valley and romance. Let's get into it. So first, I want to talk. This is like the description from like the Stardew Valley wiki about Elliot to get yourself remembering who he is. Because again, if you don't romance him, you can tend to forget who he is. But I'm here to remind you who he is. He is your writer who has decided to come to this small village, the small town of Stardew Valley, to get back into that creative inspiration, to get himself, writing again. And honestly, relatable. Everybody here, like all the MagiRPG crew, can probably relate to this, because sometimes we just be in a creative rut And, as a storyteller, sometimes I'm just like, I need to just get away and write, do my storyteller prep. And I'm like, man, I'm with Elliot, so that is pretty relatable. And he has like a really nice cabin. When it's like a nice cabin by the sea, by the beach. It's so funny. My first time playing Stardew Valley, I just picked the beach farm just because I thought it looked cool. And I realized actually it's like one of the more difficult farms to do as a beginner because you can't use sprinklers. And I had no idea. And I was like, oh shit. And this is my first time playing Stardew Valley. But it was just like, it just meant to be because Elliot is also a beach guy. And I married him. So, the beach man gets to have a beach farm when he gets married. But the thing about Elliot is it can be difficult to romance him to start. I knew when I first played Stardew, I wanted, he interested me the most and I wanted to romance him. But again, being new to the game at first, his loved items are very difficult to acquire in the early stages of the game. Lobster... Yeah, lobster you can't get till you start getting those crab pot things that you put in the ocean. And even then, it takes a while to level up to actually get them because at first you get a bunch of junk and eventually you start getting like crabs and lobster. Ducks, the easiest I think one is maybe a duck feather. Because you have to get a duck and eventually get duck feathers. But like the tomka soup, pomegranates, he even likes squid ink. Like all of these things are very difficult to get. And I'm like, man, Elliot, you're a hard man to please. Like I have to be more of an established farmer before I can get these items that you love. So it can be it can be a little difficult. And yes, he does have a refined taste. But it can be difficult to romance him at first. And of course, his schedule is a little difficult because a lot of times he's bunkered up in his cabin, writing away. So you have to find him at certain times. And so the romance can be a little hard to start. But eventually, once it gets kicked off, it becomes a very fun romance. All of his romance scenes are really, it's very fun. But some people have some issues with him. And like I said, he has a lot of haters from what I've noticed. For people who don't romance Elliot, I notice online, I see a lot of I used to see a lot of TikToks of people hating on Elliot. And, if you search Elliot romance, one of the first videos is this obviously very clickbaity title about his romance potentially being problematic. And so it's like, all right, we get it. He has some haters. And I think it's really his pompous nature, and his dialogue is very flowery and sometimes can come off pretentious. In one of the very first friendship cutscenes that you have with him, you're at the saloon, and he kind of just tells Gus, he's like, waiter, get me your finest ales. And he just the way he talks, it's like he's talking to Gus kind of in this kind of rude-esque, but he's in the moment, he's just very spontaneous and just had a moment. And so, so it can come off a certain way if you're not really reading into he's a writer and he has very flowery dialogue. So some of my romance highlights when you're romancing Elliot is, again, he's a writer. He's looking for some inspiration here in Stardew Valley. One thing he asks you is he asks what your favorite genre is. And you can choose from 3 options: romance, sci-fi, or mystery. And we'll get into it later, but he remembers what you choose, okay? So if you tell him romance, sci-fi, mystery, he'll remember what your favorite genre is. As you're getting to know him and romancing him more, and you visit him a couple of times in his cabin, eventually he does invite you to his book reading at the library, where he he invites a bunch of people, and The cutscene's so funny. I wish I had a screenshot of it, actually. Like, you show up for his book reading, and then by the end of the cutscene, a bunch of people leave, and there's not many people left. So it's like, clearly, he's just, not everybody stayed for the whole book reading, but you know what? You stay, farmer. You stay. And if you stay, you realize whichever genre you picked, whether it be romance, sci-fi, or mystery, that will affect what book he writes in your playthrough. And so if you choose the romance, he has a romance book that he wrote. If you choose sci-fi, he writes a sci-fi book. Or if you choose mystery, he writes a mystery book, and he will read that book out. And it varies depending on what you pick. So I think this is like a really nice added sweet touch to his romance, that whatever genre you say is your favorite, he ends up writing the book, and you kind of become his muse in some ways. And finally, once he's ready to like profess his love, he takes you out on a boat out into the ocean, which at first is a little like concerning. This guy's gonna just take me out on a boat by ourselves. This is, he could kill me out here. But he has like a moment where he's like trembling, or you're trembling, and then you smooch on the boat, and it's very sweet. And he once again uses a very like poetic, flowery dialogue in how he talks to you, and that just makes it all the more romantic and sweet. So the last thing I'll talk about with his if you haven't already gotten like what I'm saying, he has great dialogue, Elliot. It's just everything he says to you, it's just like swoon worthy. I'll just read some of these here. My skill with words is unmatched, and I don't know why I give him this accent when I read this dialogue, but that's how I picture Elliot talking.
It's now canon.
Yeah, yet I can't find the way to properly describe your beauty. Your feminine allure is irresistible today. I can't keep my eyes off you. I'm like, all right, Elliot, okay. And yes, could I refuse that soft, kind face, the touch of springtime's sweet embrace? I'm like, oh my God, it even rhymes. So Elliot's great. He's a great romance option. Very romantic. When he's on the farm, I love talking to, I just love how much variety there is in the things that you can talk to him about. And he also I think he's the most handsome bachelor. He's got the beautiful hair. If you look at his previous iterations that Concerned Ape did, I was going to include them on the slides, but I just didn't. He looks like Matthew Mercer in some of the earlier iterations. Before it's and then his look evolves. He's got more of like a fuller face and fuller hair in this final version, and I'm honestly so glad that they went with this version and not some of the earlier versions, because I think this version of Elliot is the most attractive, honestly, and the most handsome. So I'm a big fan of Elliot. I've not romanced anybody else. I had a couple of other playthroughs. Similar to other games, when I do romance, I'm like, maybe I'll try to romance somebody else. But I really wanted to romance Emily at one point, and I got really close with Emily, and then I was just like, I just want to romance Elliot again. So I went back and I romanced Elliot in my other my PC playthrough of Stardew Valley. So I hope this gives you all a new perspective on Elliot and what he means to me, what Stardew Valley means to me. And if you do think he's pretentious and pompous, I understand, but give him a chance, because he is very romantic, and he will tug at your heartstrings if you decide you want to romance the lovely, illustrious bachelor known as Elliot. So thank you, everybody, for listening to my ramblings of Elliot. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Yes, James.
Yes. Hi. Long-time listener, first-time caller. In Secret Note 7, it is confirmed that he is one of the 3 older bachelors in Pelican Town. Does that concern you at all, with him trying to take you out on a boat?
Yeah, you're right. They do mention, and it's so funny because I'm like, older, like, what does older mean in Stardew Valley terms? Because if we're looking at, like, I think Harvey is one of the other older ones, and then like maybe Sebastian is like a younger, and Alex are younger. To me, Sebastian and Alex are like in their like early 20s. So to me, Elliot in his 30s, I'm like, that is, yes, because I am also in my 30s. So it's like, I think that also makes sense for me and my interest and my taste. I think it fits better. So the quote unquote younger bachelors, I'm like, they're not for me. So
They're boys.
Exactly.
And we're looking for men.
Exactly. Aki, yes, your question.
This is gonna be probably the same question that I ask everybody, because I'm genuinely curious. But did you ever like make like a little backstory for your character? Like when I say backstory, I mean like because you can make your farm different areas. So like 3 times that I've played it, I made a different character with a different backstory. I played a big grandma once too. Like that was a vibe. That's what I romance Elliot with too. Grandma monster. So like if anything, like I was a cougar and he was Elliot. So you know, like there was things, right? But like, do you have any?
I do. Yes, that's actually a great question, and I think all of us as like TTRPG players, we do tend to build more. We do more character building than the average gamer, probably. So yes, I do. And you know the funny thing with character creation in Stardew Valley, I have long red hair, and I usually like to make my characters look like me, but I always felt weird having long red hair, and Elliot also has like long orange hair. So I didn't want it to look like we were related. So when I was first building my character, I was like, I can't, like if my husband's gonna have this like long red hair, I can't also have long red hair. So I end up making like somebody who looks different from me, which again, is not what I normally do. So I gave her like purple short hair, or purple hair that's like tied up. And like, I give her a bit of like, my character is a bit more she does more stuff with the ocean and the sea. She's like is like fishing and animals more so than like crops and farming. And that's always like, when I build my starter character, it's always like, what am I more focused on? Am I more focused on the farming part of it, or am I more focused on like other aspects? So my character was more of the fisher, the girl by the sea. I guess I kind of made her like look like a mermaid with her hair and her style. So I think that was what I was going for with my character, who ended up marrying Elliot. So, oh, and thank you for the sub gifts, Dawn Knight. Thank you. Yes, Dan, what is your question?
So at first, I was going to ask you something about if you had noticed whether or not all of your Defend Your Romance options so far speak in very flowery metaphors. But I think the more concerning part here, knowing this and all of your future choices, is that they all speak like Ventrue. Would you care to elaborate on that?
Oh, shit. You might be right. That is so true. Also, thank you for the bits. Woo. Oh, shit, we're on the hype train.
Thank you so much.
Hell yeah. Oh, my God. You're right. And you know, my VTM story is a Ventrue-focused like story, Ancestral Blood. It's like, is my type actually like Ventrue coded? Maybe. That may be something about me that I haven't fully explored. No.
You like money. So does the rest of us.
This is
This
true.
is just-
Yeah.
This is just further proof that Caden Bartlett is the one and only protagonist of the Magic World of Darkness.
This is
that guy.
that does remind me we need to do like a Defend Your Romance of like Magi characters. And I could just see you, Dan, with defending Caden Bartlett.
I will always defend my boy Caden. That goes without saying, but that would be such a hilarious episode.
Yeah. But yes, I do tend to like more that romance type, and that'll probably be seen in future episodes. And I'm thinking about it and all my types. Although, yeah, Alistair is probably hard opposite of Ventru, but he's got it's more like I think it's more maybe the romantic side because Alistair in Dragon Age, who I defended, is like a romantic, and that's why I ended up loving him because of the whole Rose thing. So yeah, that I'm gonna be thinking about this now. That is all. So, yes, James.
Yes, one other question.
Yes.
Loving someone includes loving all of their flaws. What would you say Elliot's biggest flaw is?
Whew, yeah. Good question. What is Elliot's flaw? His flaw is his taste, honestly. I don't like lobster. Which I know is weird because I know lobster is very good from what I hear. I'm not a big seafood person, and I think all of the stuff that Elliot likes. So I will say I do like tomka soup. Tomka soup, that is pretty good. That is one thing that Elliot has right. But I think most of the things that he likes, I don't like. And I find are difficult gifts to give. Like I wish, I won't name names, but there are some romance candidates that may even be defended this evening that I think are very easy to get gifts for. And so some of you have it easy, okay? And some of us have to work for getting gifts for our romance options. And Elliot's one of those ones you have to work for. So, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to run that back so I got it correct. His flaw is his preference for fresh seafood while living in a cabin by the ocean.
Yes, correct. Correct.
He's just an East Coaster. Come on.
I know, as I am also an East Coaster, and for some reason, I live on an island, and I don't like seafood.
No. Consider the following. Elliot speaks with a Newfie accent. Discuss.
No. We don't got time for that.
All right. Let's figure out who's going next, because I'm ready for more presentations and discussion. Okay, so now that there's three of us, three left, I forgot how I did this. I think I just roll another D4, and if I get a 1, we re-roll. So I'm going to do that.
Sounds good to me.
So same numbers, and if we get a 1, we will re-roll. God damn it.
Run it back.
Oh, and there's a cooldown. I forget.
Tough.
Ah!
Run it back.
If you want, I have 2 presentations, so I don't mind being 1 and 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Let's break 'em up.
You know what? Let's do that. Since we rolled a 1, Aki, you pick which one you want to be your 1.
Oh, I know exactly which one is the one because
Okay.
I need to start with this one first.
Okay,
I
great.
need to start with this one.
Okay. All right, Aki, let's get you set up for your presentation. Let me just switch scenes here. All right. Okay. Without further ado, take it away.
Punch it.
All right. Let's see if it's gonna do it. All right. Yes, it is. Maru would make my parents proud. The small town girl of our dreams. We, us, comrade. Yes. Disclaimer, because I always put one in my fucking presentations. This is gonna be the most aggro that I've been on this fucking show. And I've only played up to like 3 romances, and only 1 to completion. Okay, in order, it was Maru, Elliot, and Haley. Okay, and ironically, Elliot got defended, and spoiler, not really. I'm doing Maru and Haley. Okay.
Tough.
So why do I like Maru? Ambiguous brown woman. Easy, GG. That's why she was romanced first. I know what I am. Extremely smart, so fucking cute, She's a country girl with city dreams, and I was a city girl with country dreams. You know, like there's that vibe is kind of like really nice. Okay, when you think about it. And also, her fave gifts were all of my extra random shit. I was in the mines every fucking day, or else I'd be in the fucking fields, and I can't like make any of the things that make the fields easier. So where was I? The mines. The mines. And what does Maru like? Stuff from the mines. So I had extra shit, and like shitting out a copper piece is so easy. It boom, you know, like okay, cool. She likes it, wonderful, amazing. In fact, she doesn't just like it; she loves it. Okay, that's like so. So the bitch likes geodes and stones. All right, that's nice. That's so nice. Okay. Now I'm actually going to stop right here. What does that mean? It means this is where I am going to stop doing the regular formats that you're used to seeing from me, which come with a table of contents and stuff like that. And instead, I am going to basically be doing the rest of this presentation in the way that I know my woman would like best, with statistics. Who is most likely to get bronchitis and who is most likely going to give it to you? How does this pie graph work? We got lows as in like not as likely to highs as in very likely and circumstantial because it's circumstantial and you need to argue this. Low as in would not get bronchitis and would not give it to us. Sebastian, Haley, and Emily. Why? Truthfully, it's like they gotta go talk to fucking people. Sebastian is a hermit. Haley doesn't want to fucking touch you. And Emily, yes, it's her job to talk to people, but she's behind a counter. And like a lot of your stuff is getting people to stop talking to her. I don't think she's gonna touch your Brycontis ass at all. Okay? You have to open mouth cough in her face for her to get it. That's what I believe. Circumstantial, it obviously the hospital bitches because one's a doctor, one's a nurse. If they get it, it's on the job, but they will most likely never give it to you because they know how to prevent it. And why would they come and like open mouth kiss you? You know what I mean? No, fuck no. It's like I'll see you next week when I feel better. Okay, they're not dumb enough to not stay at the hospital or somewhere where they can quarantine. I put Leah and Abigail there because I also believe Abigail would not talk to people, but at the same time, she's like in school for the first 2 years, and you can't stop that. Whereas Leah is like, if Leah gets it, it's gonna be in the middle of the fucking woods. She will only come to town, get it that way, and go back home, or come to town with it, pick up medicine, and go back home. Very practical woman here, okay? These other bitches are gonna get it. They're gonna get it and they're going to give it to you. Shane is subject 0. He gave everybody bronchitis and he will give you bronchitis. Penny is a teacher. Children open mouth cough. It's unavoidable. I'm sorry. Penny's gonna get it. Elliot's gonna get it, and it truly, like, he's the man of the sea, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I think he's gonna get it, not realize that he has it. And he's just gonna be like, this is a rather brisk morning. No, it's bronchitis. And you have it. Alex doesn't know how to spell bronchitis, and Sam has a little brother. Children open mouth cough. You gotta put it together. Who is most likely going to respect your culture? Alex, Shane, is that Alex? Yeah, that's fucking Alex, right? Yeah, Shane, fuck it. I'm getting these boys mixed up because they're very similar to me. These two, I don't even think they know what cultural appreciation is. Everything's appropriation, okay? I like just no, I stand by it. Hi, I think Sam, that's the blonde bitch, I hope. Goku looking motherfucker. I really hope. I never romanced him. He's just there. I ignore him most of the time. I don't think he will. He seems like I don't think anything cultural period ever shows up and then you'll be like, "Sam, you're white." And he'd be like, "Yeah." And that's it. He'd be like, "I'm actually Irish." Like he'd just say shit like that. Like that's the most he'd get. Sebastian is online chronically. Maru is his sister. There would be a great grievance at home, okay? And Emily is Emily. She's got blue hair and pronouns. She knows better. Everybody else, I don't know. I love Haley so much. I think she grew up saying some weird shit. I think she would be like, yeah, but you're like exotic or whatever. Like, and then you'd tell her, no, baby, no. And then she'd be like, okay, yeah, okay. But like, she'd say it first and need to be corrected. Everybody else, I'm not sure. Elliot looks like he'd call me exotic. Harvey is old. And we'd have to use the, oh, he's too old. It was his generation excuse. Um, Penny is a teacher, but she's a teacher in a small town. So you see where like I'm going with this. Abigail, I put her here solely because she looks like a white person who would own several Japanese samurai swords. And Leia's there because Leia lives in the woods. And people who live in the woods, I'm not sure where their awareness level on the politically correctness is.
She's from
And
the city.
She got a liberal arts degree.
she did, you're right. But did she live in the woods by choice or because she was sent there? I know the answer, but not really at the same time. She's someone else who I ignore a lot. So you're gonna see a lot of very
It's
neutral
by
opinions.
choice.
Oh boy.
She took the
Here we go.
She took the Elliot inspo route.
Here it goes.
Don't be proud of your ignorance.
Who
Here
would
comes the
fight
hands
for my
throwing.
hand in marriage, but like get into a real fist fight. Obviously, we see our two boys over here trying to throw hands with me. They would lose. You're put on the like whatever level here. In the lows, this is the most balance that this thing gets, by the way. In the lows, I simply think they can't fight. I don't think Elliot has thrown a proper fist in his entire life. He would
Agreed,
break his
agreed.
thumb. Penny rhymes with pacifist. It does. Don't worry. Sebastian, I would beat him up for fun. And Emily, Emily is also like, I'm not confrontational. Of course you aren't. You have blue hair and pronouns. You're not. Hi. Okay, there's a reason why some of these bitches look like this. They would fight. And you're like, why would Maru fight? Maru would bring a gun because she would have 3D printed it at home and then shown up because she's smarter than that. Why would she show up? Like, if anything, she'd be like, oh, well, dueling laws, you know, gun. Okay, like, come on. Everybody else would fight with their fists. I truly believe Haley would also fight with her fists. Like she's a hair puller, you know. She's a hair puller and fucking bah, like that. That's what she would do. And then she'd get real fucked up, but she'd still fight for me, you know. Circumstantial. I think Harvey is old, but I think he would throw he'd throw a few like punches. I think he can. I think he has that knockout power, but also like I think he would he would try to be like, no, it's a better way. Let's be civil. We're all adults here. And then like, you know, like you'd call him old man like 7, 8, 9 times and that won't bother him. But like maybe you'd be like, did you get no. He's a doctor. He totally did. I gotta think of something else for him. All I know is that I feel like it has to really push him because he already looks like he's done with life, right? I put Shane over here because I truly believe that he wouldn't fight for me. He'd fight for any other reason. Okay, I say ducks suck, and he's gonna fucking start something. Sam, I don't think he has it in him, but he's also like 6'2", so I don't think he has to do much. You know what I mean? To like, I think he just needs to show up, and usually something will happen. My guy's rocking a Goku haircut. Like they're gonna not want to fuck with him. Leah, I think Leah would show up with like a hammer or something like that. Like I don't think she needs to fight. I think she can fight. I think she'll just show up and like scare you that way. And that's it. Like she's got a lot of like anonymity in her fucking back pocket. Okay, if she's a painter, then she probably has the painter's tools always with her. Like she doesn't need to do much to have that scary girl privilege. So I don't think she needs to fight, period. Everybody else has something to prove, and I think Mara's the only one who's smart enough to bring a gun. Now, who would fit? This is a verbal fight. And it's gonna send you to therapy. Low, all these bitches that I put on low either can't form a fucking thought or have never been in a verbal confrontation. 3 of them were bullied in high school and it shows. And the other 3 simply just made it to adulthood and have not been, like, the bullying didn't stop. They can't get into these fights. They don't know what to do in these fights. I think like if Sam got into a fight, he'd be like, "Wow, you sure hurt me." Yes, motherfucker, that was the point. Circumstantial. I think Elliot can throw down with words. He's a writer. He better be able to, unless he's like fucking like all those fake rappers. And by fake, I mean the YouTuber ones that only make diss tracks and then have ghostwriters and then they can't form thoughts. But I think he can form thoughts. Same thing. Leah's an art student. Usually, art students know 60% of art students know how to verbally throw down. Penny's a teacher, so she will either throw down or she won't because she's mature enough to be like, you can't really bother me. Like, sure, okay, I actually, Penny with Gen Alpha students, Penny knows how to throw down verbally. You gotta think about it that way. This ain't 2006 no more. 2006, 2016. That's what I was trying to say. What the fuck? Hi. Obviously, 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 these three know how to throw down. Obviously, it's all gonna be verbal. They're gonna be throwing words in your head that you don't know how to spell, and I feel like that's gonna tick you off, and that's how they're gonna win. Haley is a mean girl. She's gonna do it. Maru is smarter than you. Harvey is smarter and, in my opinion, a mean girl. Like, come on, like we're gonna win. We're gonna win. They're gonna win. I have like two more of these. Who is listening to COVID restrictions and who is going to give it to you? All right. Shane gave the town
Fuck yeah,
COVID.
bro.
He gave the town COVID. He's not listening to restrictions. I don't think he knows how to spell restrictions. This is 100% Shane's language. I just need you to know. Alex, same thing. Look at him. Not a thought behind those eyes. They had to fucking like, there's no light in it. Just fucking circumstantial. Literally everybody else, here's why. Teacher. Or they have a younger sibling. Children open mouth cough. Done. With love, I think Haley would be like, but do we have to do the COVID restrictions? And I'd be like, yes, babe, we gotta mask up, we gotta stand 6 feet apart, we can't go to like the fucking beach every day. And she'll be upset about it, but she'll listen. But it's the fact that I gotta remind her every month that I'm like worried about it. I think Emily would be one of those girly pops that would want to get creative with their masks, and then they buy like a mesh or sheer mask, and it completely defeats the purpose of it.
I
Um,
crocheted my
I
own.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, but like I'm wearing a mask. It's not enough, babe. I genuinely think Elliot forgets to mask because he lives in the fucking middle of nowhere, and he'll walk in and be like, why is everyone quarantining? Because you live like that. It should be normal. And I think Abigail just will either do it or won't do it. Like I think she'll do it for like 3 months straight and be like, "Well, it's over now," but it's not. And then she'll get COVID and bring it home. Abigail's bringing it home.
Performatively.
Exactly. It's not until she gets it that she becomes like at like super like okay no never again you know like but she's gotta get it first like she's gotta learn the rough way the tough way. That's how I see it. Every other bitch. Obviously these motherfuckers are listening to COVID restrictions. I feel like it's super self-explanatory again. I don't gotta like go into it. In terms of whether they give it to us, well, like obviously the two people who work at the fucking town hospital would, because it's like unavoidable at that point. But like, are they fucking? They're like quadruple masking. They won't come home like period like because they gotta work there. Like you know it's different. It's different. Sebastian never leave his house. Touch grass, the literal way was meant for him. Look how fucking white he is. He's like he stands out. That's the only reason why I can see him in this goddamn pie chart where all the colors match with him. Goodness.
Man's glowing.
Who is going to keep us afloat during a bad harvest? It's not those two. It's not those
Ain't
two.
those fucking Backstreet Boys.
Oh god, what is
Shane buys a Mickey and assumes you're okay.
name? Disrespectfully, Shane starts out having a bad harvest and stays like that for the first 3 years and only gets better after he like works on your farm. A bad harvest means he can't work like and like it's just like if we're not married at that point and we're not best friends at that point, you're gonna like fall back and it's gonna suck ass, and then we have to go through all of this all over again. But I can't help you because I have to fucking work real hard on my farm. You know what I mean? This becomes like a really bad relationship so fast. What the fuck? What is Sam gonna do? Skateboard.
Babe, don't worry. We could go buy vegetables at the market.
Babe, I planted a
What do you do?
pepperoni. I'll grow a pizza in like a week.
The most you can do is start a TikTok account. He's not. Oh god, we're fucking dying, guys. We gotta sell the farm. I can't take him seriously at all. Fucking Super Saiyan ass with a goddamn power rating of 3. Goodness. Circumstantial. Everybody else has a job or has something where they will help out a lot on the farm. That's kind of what's just everybody in like the rest of this. Elliot writes, and writing is great, but also if he gets into another slump, and we're having a bad like harvest, well, you're not resting, dear. Get those fucking prissy hands dirty. Maybe write about farm life or something. I don't know. I think Abigail just wouldn't want to do it, and that's too bad. Suck it up. She also works like at her parents' place, so it's like now it's divided. It's like, oh no, my in-laws. Penny's a school teacher. Do you know what school teachers make? We're selling the farm. Sebastian is a game designer. Do you know what game designers make? I'm one. I know what they make. Did the layoffs this year like explain anything? So we're gonna sell the farm. Emily works as a waitress. I feel like if anything, she can also get me a job to work at the same place. Like I feel like we're a little bit better, but we're gonna have a really hard year. Haley is the best like stay at home like like fucking homemaker out of all of the spouses. Fight me. And if anything, like she'll make our home life decent. Like she might get upset that we can't afford the nice things, but also like by then she's learned quite literally in her story. And Matt, it's Leia. I don't got much to say besides it's like she would help, but she also would want to do her own thing. And it's like we don't got time for art if the harvest is bad. But also, I want you to do your art because if you get burnt out, you're just gonna become fucking Elliot. So it's like things are happening here. Things are happening here. Now the highs. Maru is working. That's a nurse. That's a doctor. And the other bitch is gonna work on this farm 24/7. He's built for it. That's a farm boy. We might not be doing well, but I don't have to fucking hire like other people to help me out. I'm just gonna have him, and he'll probably do it by now. Internalize homophobia be damned. This gotta be the last one. I swear to God, yeah. Who is going to start a prank channel and make you the test subject in every video?
Yeah.
You see those 3 on high?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't gotta explain it, right? They're gonna do it. And you're gonna they're gonna do it and they're gonna keep doing it and you're gonna break up. Because like their ideas of like, oh, this was fun because I saw other prank channels do it. And it's like breaking up with you for fun. Telling you I cheated for fun. Like it's gonna be that. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be that. I see it like and they're gonna be like, but it was a prank, bro. Shut up. Circumstantial. I'm gonna be so real. I don't think Elliot knows what TikTok is. I think that's beyond him. And when he finds out, he's gonna do like what book talk does. It's not gonna even be prank related. Abigail might do 1 or 2 and then get bored of it. And same thing with fucking Sam. He'd just be like, okay. Everybody else, I think, is like just I browse TikTok for fun. I don't know what TikTok is, Harvey. Or it's just kind of like, nah, not for me. I think they're too. I think some of them are too cool for pranks, and the other ones are too lazy for pranks. Like it's a variation. And then again, I don't think Harvey fucking knows what TikTok is. I don't think Harvey knows what TikTok is at all. I think you try to explain it to Harvey, and like he's just fucking I don't know, hip dislocates or something like that. Y'all listen to Too Sweet by Hosier with him too often. I still like him because he's a doctor and he can take care of you. Like be fucking practical. Oh my god. Like he's got a boring romance. He's not Hosier, guys. He's not Hosier. Not every brunette with a mustache is Hosier. Okay, if it was, we have one in the call right now. Okay, this is not
Whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa! This isn't brown.
What is it then? It looks brown on the camera.
It's Elliot color.
It's Elliot color, baby.
Is it? It looks brown
Elliot
to me
is in the
on
call with
camera.
us right now.
Oh goodness. Oh shit. All right. Yeah, I'm done being aggro. That's it. I've won Maru over. And
I love graphs.
and
I love
you all-
graphs.
Yeah,
Love a good
Peanuts.
graph.
gotta say, Aki, your presentations are always the most like they're so good. Like mine are always just like throw some images on and yap, but you create like actual crafted thoughts and ideas in your presentations, and the graphs were top tier. So very well done. Yes, Aki tells a story with her slides.
I feel like every Aki presentation is just that head canon everyone accepts as canon because like we're not gonna argue. That's basically it.
Yeah. I have to say your analysis of all of the Stardew bachelors and bachelorettes were very on point. And you know, as I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, Maru is in all of the points that are actually positive in these. So
Exactly.
and Shane is always in the bottom ones. Oh my god.
Listen, you gotta work really hard for Shane, and I appreciate if you do. There is a story there, but also put that in real life and tell me, would you do that for Shane, who is a stranger to you? Would
Yeah.
you for sure? No, fuck him. Oh my god, no. Yes, James. Yes.
Okay. So, Maru confirmed tech savvy. You a farmer, not so much in an RPG. How would she feel if she discovered that she was chosen not based on your unconditional love, but just because her ag score came out better than everyone else?
You know, she is tech savvy. And I feel like she would have appreciated all the thought that went into me running statistics to prove that she was statistically the best. Um, Also, life on the farm, besides the fact that she has another job, um, on my weary days where my back pain is at an 11 and I'm bent over like a shrimp, she will invent a robot to do the farm work for me. And the next thing you know, we're retired with all of that money, and I'm just gonna put it to whatever the fuck she wants. She wants a bigger studio for more of her tech stuff? Yes, absolutely. Because you helped me with the farm. Okay? Like what like there's so much I think Maru hates AI. You know what I mean? Like just there's a lot of stuff about Maru where it's like if we say something right now, she would either agree or disagree. If I said skibbity toilet, she'd tell me to shut the fuck up. And that's what needs to be done in this relationship. But if I tell her, you know, crypto, she'll tell me no. She'll tell me no. She'll divorce me if I try it. You know, like there's some really good things here. There's some really good like vibes. Here, sorry, I'm like reading chat. So yeah, statistically, I think she would enjoy this presentation quite a bit, especially if I presented it the way I did. Because if anything, I've proven that I'm actually fucking feral for her. And again, proven that she's the best person in town, actually. So yeah.
Do you ever feel threatened by Harvey? You know, she works with him all day. He's always around, you know? It's like, is there ever
Got that
that
mustache.
is there ever that wonder of like, do you think Maru secretly like loves Harvey or something? Or is it not a thought in your mind? Is he not a threat at all?
Not a threat at all. Reasons why they were working together long before I showed up. They were gonna do something, it would have been done already. I have to also work to get to her, like to get her to like see me more than just a neighbor and then a friend. He's already beaten those steps technically. Like it's just at this point, it's my guy too slow, right? If he was ever interested, so I don't see him as like a threat at all. In fact, I would have liked him to have his own side romance on the side with someone else. I feel like he does, like obviously he does deserve like love and a break and stuff like that. I just do not think I just don't think it's with a farmer personally. I feel like that's what a fucking bad pairing. Congratulations. We see each other at 3 in the morning for 1 hour and we're asleep. Goodness, what an unfortunate marital life that would be. Yes.
Have you seen the beta sprites for Maru, and what is your opinion on the beautiful frizzy curly fro that she used to have? Do you miss it as much
I
as I
do
do?
miss it. Yeah, I do miss it. I I've seen like a lot of their betas. And like some of them like with like Haley, in my opinion, those don't really change. Like she had like a solid vision. And Sebastian at one point looks like emo shroomish. But I think Maru should have kept the curls. I don't understand why it was changed in my opinion. I think she's so cute regardless though. Like she's just like cute little techie, whatever. But yeah, no, I miss the curls. I wish she still had her curls. It does mean she gets a fucking silk press like whenever. So like at the very least, like okay, so she goes to a salon where like just like we gotta ask these
That
questions.
is true.
But yeah. It does mean she has a silk press for
That's
like
so
ever.
funny. Oh my god. Well, thank you, Aki, for presentation number one. Another one to follow. But for now, we decide who is going to be next. So, what I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to do between James and Dan. So, we'll do a D2 and see if we roll a one, it'll be Dan. If we roll a two, it'll be James.
Actually, I will interject here.
Yes.
James is the only one who has yet to appear on Defend Your Romance. I believe he should have the floor.
That is valid. Yes.
Right with that?
We can allow James to go next. The first time defender here on Defend Your Romance, making his debut appearance for
Grab
his
my sword.
for his first presentation. So you know what, James? Let's get you set up. Let me change the scenes here. And all right, James, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm James. I go by JT Connie on the internet. I play a lot of games. I have 1,000 hours on Stardew Valley. And let's go through some of the femme romance options here. Let me click over here. Now, for just some disclaimers, just for those who don't know me. Like I said, collected more than 1,000 hours, both on the PC and the Switch. I will say, objectively, the Switch is much better to play on. I agree with Tracy. Super fun. Super lovely. I myself, if you do not know me, cishet man. Men are handsome. Elliot's great. I don't choose them as romance options when I play games. I do not have them in this slide like Aki might have. Here we are. It's my decision. My day job, if you don't know, is in infrastructure. Ooh, love well-greased economic machines. I create one for my day job. I play games in which I create well-greased economic machines. Stardew Valley is one of those games. Romance is just one of the factors in this game that allows you to create even more econ. That being said, I no longer allow myself to play this game. I need to have a life. I've played 1,000 hours. I have not played in 4 years. There are other games that are on this list. It is not an exhaustive list, but Factorio, Satisfactory, all the other create the gibbets to get money, to create more gibbets to get more money, to create more. You get it. You get it. And as you've probably figured out, I'm not an illustrative artist. I cannot draw. I do not make cute digital art. These hands are made of ham. It's literally in the name. What I lack in artistic talent, I make up for in opinions. And just as a reminder to everyone, my opinions are in fact correct. I am the physically largest person on this call. And as part of our greater cast on this channel, them's the bones. Sorry.
James, I'm sorry, but how tall are you, buddy?
I'm 6'2". Oh, sorry.
I
let me go to
beat
that
you
last
by
slide
an
again.
inch and a quarter.
I'm 6'2", which is 188 centimeters. I am also weighing in at a solid 120 kilos. I have a 680 kilo powerlifting total. That's about 1,500 pounds in freedom units. So,
Okay.
So not just in height,
we
but
might-
in mass.
we might hit our head on the
Have you
same
ever seen
doorway,
Attack
but
on Titan?
I can
Bro.
squat 5 of you, bud.
You can squat 5. Listen, I'm only 100 pounds short of you on that deadlift.
It's all right. It's all right. Here we are. A reminder as to why we're here. Stardew Valley RPG. You haven't, for all of those who might not have played Stardew, you inherit your grandfather's plot of farm for a new life. You are coming from the city. You are role playing coming from the city. You are learning to live off the land. There is a corporation that has come in town, Joja. Once they've showed up, all these people, it's Walmart. Let's call a spade a spade. It's Walmart. You know, you're supposed to fight against it. Now, while you're fighting against it, as we figured out from other presentations, there's a few people that you can add as your romance option. Let's run the gambit really quick. You know, I'm not going to read all these words off my slide. These are the descriptions from Dev Update 12, in which introduced romance options. You know, Abigail, for all you fast readers, she's got an alternative lifestyle. She beefs with her mom for that lifestyle. You know, she's you can find her in a graveyard or maybe out in the rainstorm looking up for frogs. That describes her whole personality. Haley, you ever see Mean Girls? You ever got Regina George? You ever wonder about a graduating class of 6? Haley's the Regina George of that graduating class. Lee, you know, she lives in a cabin outside of town. You know, she's also from the big city. She's an artist. She's a little shy. You know, here we are. You know, you got Maru, who we learned apparently beats the numbers in terms of miscellaneous aggregate things that a good partner should do for you no matter what. Here we are. And then you got Penny, you know, lives in a trailer with her mom. She's a teacher, likes to cook, a little bit questionable, loves to read books. And then you got Emily, who is Haley's sister, blue hair. Didn't get an update in Dev Update 12. A little rough. Did not get a descriptor of how to romance her. So, sorry, your position's already a little bit behind. But let's cut the brass tacks. That's why we're here. Maru's hair's all right. You know, it could have been frizzy. You know, in terms of her questionable gift love, battery packs, you know, your role-playing sustainability, the number one thing a scientist is going to love is like the peak of unsustainability power source. Yeah, battery pack, I don't believe it. And honestly, the biggest thing for me, Kate's pickles, that's tough. I'm out, bro. She wants to be a fucking nerd in my video game, in which I left the city to go and be a farmer. Go ahead. She also lives with her parents. That's tough. Lives with her parents and her brother. In a game of independence, rough. Her worst quote, don't even know you. Don't even need a heart. Come to my room if you ever want to tinker with my gadgets. I'm not tinkering with your gadgets when you got your parents and your brother up there, champ. Not for me. Let's talk about the brass tacks on Penny. Objectively, great hair color. Objectively. But you can be too red. She loves the red plate, radishes, and cabbages. Tough. Real tough. Ooh, I don't know if I can get down with that. Also, the reason I'm out, again, homegirl hates pina coladas. Great drink. Probably doesn't even like getting caught in the rain either. Hardest part, you talk to her, doesn't like what she's doing, doesn't like where she's staying, not really chill with her mom. That's hard, lady. Lives with her too. Her worst quote in a game that allows you to be anyone that you want, she wants to play a gender role. And that sucks. It snows there. Who's wearing a fucking skirt when it's snowing? Not me. Now, your favorite, Haley. The other dirty photo. I love the smiling one. I also love the dirty one. Her hair, passable. It takes a lot of work. A lot of work. Honestly, she's got good loves. Can't argue with that. She plays the hits, doesn't take any risks. I'm cool with that. But duality of man, she hates ginger. I can't be down with that. That's my whole personality. Other part, she wants to get out of here. I just moved here. I can't flip flop. I can't, oh, grandfather's farm. Oh, Regina George who wants to leave. Oh, I can't get down with that. Not only does she live with her parents, she also lives with her parents and her sister. That's tough. Her parents might not be there in the game. You know, oh, I'm taking care of my parents' house. Bitch, you live there. Worst quote on a game in my farming game, in my economy, I've never been to the forest. You live in the forest. And you're telling me that you've never been to the forest. It's muddy and I can get a blister on my foot. Well, guess I'll go to the forest without you. Emily, the dear sister. I don't perceive blues very well. I don't like her hair. In a video game in which you get fresh produce, what are you going to do with that produce but turn it into the mockery of a burger that is a veggie burger? Just eat the fresh produce. She also hates ginger. Just like her sister. I can't be walking around. They're going to ask me to get a dye job. That's not me. That looks weird. You ever seen a redhead who dyed their hair? It is unnatural. Unnatural. She wants to be a tailor. I can't argue with that. Bitch loves clothes. I'm cool with that. But, you know what I'm not cool with? Lives with her parents, also lives with her sister. Her worst quote, she's inconsiderate of her sister's needs. You ever bother to ask if it's a texture problem? You ever bother to ask if someone's a picky eater because they have a strict diet? You're eating veggie burgers over here and you're talking about being a picky eater? Get out of here. Now, was the last one? Abigail. Her hair clashes with her jacket. These are two bright colors. That's tough. You're telling me that you want to be goth and look like you have a choker on, but you have a dark wash acid jean jacket? Get out of here. Questionable love. Hey, babe, look what I found in the ocean. A pufferfish. Oh, don't hold on to it. Oh, you poison yourself. God, ignorant. But I can't. She has no hates. I think her hates are Holly and Clay. Hey, babe, here's Clay. Sure, thanks. I'm going to put that to the side. Hey, babe, here is a thorny winter bush that used to be hung up in people's homes because it was a yard clipping. No, I'm good. She's good. But they don't really go into a lot. Like, she wants to cast a spell on you. She wants to beef with her mom. There's some, like, dark theory about how she was actually the wizard's kid. Like, it makes sense. Makes sense. This is a simple game about simple farming. I don't need to learn who you want to be through some riddle. But that's right. You guessed it. Another femme in my game who lives with her parents. Her worst quote, and this is really funny because Aki was talking about her tan earlier. Ew, I hope I don't get a tan this summer. Where the fuck do you live, Abigail? You're gonna nix out an entire season because you're worried about the thing that presents you with energy to grow your food? No. Get out of here. The golden choice. It has always been. It always will be. Because what? She has, again, an objectively good hair color. No questionable loves. All of her taste is immaculate. The first one by far, goat cheese, great, easy to make. You send it right down the alley. You can't tell me that you don't want to date a bitch. You're just like, hey, here's some goat cheese, and she's like, thanks. Now, with everyone comes their flaw. This is why I asked the question. She doesn't like hash browns. We can fix that. Hash browns are tricky to make. She probably has not done the proper par fry and freeze and refry. That's totally fine. Everyone comes without their flaws. Me, my flaw, don't have good eyesight. Can't see color. Everyone's got their flaws. But she is an artiste. Her art, it's great. Even when it's pixelated in this pixely ass game, it's great. I don't understand it, but I'm just a simple farmer. But we're not here for that. We're here for some of her great quotes. Farming sounds fun. I want to try it someday. Great quote. Sounds like someone who's compatible. Have you tried a pina colada? I'm on my second one. Hee hee. Not only does she not hate pina coladas, you gotta catch up. The sound of farm animals is great, isn't it? Doesn't care about the number one thing that people complain about on a farm. Loves the loves that shit. Getting more deep, we wouldn't be able to survive without nature. It's good to remember that. She cares about the environment. She doesn't want to leave it. She doesn't want to turn it into a cute blouse. She doesn't want to pollute it with these battery packs that I keep stuffing in my fucking closet because they said that they can't go in the trash and no one ever told me what to do with them. So they're just sitting there in the bin marked empty batteries until every time I move, I just grab my bag of empty batteries. What are you going to do, Maru, when you move out of your parents' house with all your empty batteries? And most importantly, I hate to be blunt, but if we don't treat nature with respect, our grandchildren will be doomed. Don't you think so? She's not looking forward at your children. She's looking forward at theirs. Homegirl wants to preserve this earth, work in this town, and let me remind you, she's a great choice. But on top of all of that, you're right. She's the only femme option in the entire fucking game who doesn't live with her parents. You just moved out to be independent. You're starting with a penny and a promise. Did you move back in with your parents because life was hard? She didn't either. Everyone else failed to launch. Bibbity boppity boop. I'm looking for someone who's independent. Who are you looking for, huh? This is an RPG. She moved to pursue her dream of being an artist out of the city. Sounds familiar. If you remember the opening quotes, you're sitting there at the fucking computer shaking like a goddamn leaf in fall. You move out with a penny and a promise. You know what? So did she. I don't think the term is too full artist. I think the term is starving artist. Lest us remind us why we're here. Going back to the original slide, you got your grandfather's old farm, new life, living off the land, and the old ways have disappeared in your RPG game. One of the most important questions that Lee asks you originally, hey, why are you here? The only option that you can give for a negative reaction is capitalistic. I want to make tons of money. -5. It doesn't work. The rest of them, valid answers. I'm here because it's more real than living in the city. I'm here to follow my grandfather's footsteps. I want to escape my old life. Sounds like the directive of the role that you are playing in this game. So, to remind ourselves, there is only one golden choice out of Lee. Not because of some aggregate score, but because she's an artist. You can't turn around and tell me, you artists, that that's a bad choice. You can't tell me that being anti-capitalistic in my small town game in which I'm trying to fight Walmart that just got the name turned around into Joja is a bad thing. You can't fight me about her hair color because it's objectively good. You can't fight me about where she wants to go and the duality of your relationship. You might not live off the farm. It's a common life trajectory. You moved away from a city. There is so many relationships that I've seen go rocky because someone wants to move somewhere and someone says, no, I love it where I'm here. That's tough. You got complementary hobbies too. Go ahead. Name an industry that doesn't depend on computers that is neither farming nor art. Silence? No, that's right, because there are no other industries that don't depend on computers. She likes animals. That's great. I gotta throw that in there anyway. No notes. But most importantly, she wants to preserve nature. Playing a small town game. You're playing a small town life. You can't live as a farm preserving nature with someone who's never been in it. You can't live with someone who wants to throw around the dag pigskin. You want to get someone who's going to get in there with the pigs. So I got to change my stream title. It's the only romance option. Over 1,000 hours of playing. The only person that I have ever married in Stardew Valley. My girl. What would y'all like to know?
Very, very good.
Let's go down the line left or right. Aki, go ahead.
I just want to point out some stuff because I am, first and foremost, a traditional artist and then a digital artist because unfortunately, the art industry does rely on digital mediums and traditional art is incredibly wasteful. There are other means to do traditional art where it's not as wasteful, and when I say wasteful, I mean what comes afterwards when you're done with all the stuff, not the product or the time you're putting into it. It quite literally is some things don't mesh well with nature. If you're an oil painter, everything that you have your complaints about batteries, oil paints, the oil in the paint, it's micellar water, and a bunch of other stuff, including the excess paint, the palettes, and the sheet, if you use a sheet. All of that has to be recycled very differently. And majority of the time, you're just balling it all up and throwing it somewhere else. And God, I hope you're not pouring the micellar water down the drain. That is how you clog your drains. You gotta soak it up with tissues or the super absorbent stuff, which is expensive, and then also once again wasteful that you then throw in the trash, and that goes into waste, and that doesn't actually help nature at all. Traditional art is really, really when it comes to what is considered wasteful and what isn't, in terms of again environmental purposes. And so I think her going out to be back with nature is a good thing. Same thing as allow a lot of artists don't like AI art, which is also destroying nature. So I just want to point out that particular part. No, actually, parts I want to point out. What's wrong with living with your parents? Did yours just not want you after you turned 18?
This game is part of independence.
This game is part of independence, but you can learn to be independent as the rest of the romance options do.
They live with you. They depend off your money.
Yeah, but they learn to find themselves. Fucking Elliot goes on an adventure without you.
You can find yourself in dependence.
Yeah, you can find yourself.
No, all the femmes. No, all the femmes. That was number
having...
one. Number one was all the femmes.
Yeah, but you can also find yourself with your partner. With your family behind you. That is how it works with a lot of people.
You're playing a role to start a new life.
Play a role to start a new life because my grandpa died, and that might just be my only family left.
I'm not here. The directive did not say to play Captain Save-A-Ho.
It didn't, but romance is there. You're not necessarily saving people because they grow. People grow and learn and develop the same way Leia does. Leia just wants to be. She just starts off independent. Yeah, everybody else
She's
is also
in a good stage
young.
of life of mine. I'm not gonna date a child.
No, if it matches with you, that's great. But I'm just like, man, all this parent shitting. Goddamn, half of them aren't even there.
That's 2 out of every other pair of parents that just happen to live in the same house, and they're going on a vacation.
Do you see them?
They said they're going on a vacation, literally in a note.
Yeah, but do you see them? Do they show up and be like, like maybe once or twice? I know with fucking. Oh god, I keep calling him Goku because I only remember him as the Super
Sam?
Saiyan.
I don't know, Sam.
Yeah, I
Didn't
don't
date
find
him.
out. Yeah. Like his like mom, I think walks in on you actually like trying to get a kiss once. I think that's it. Everybody else is like pretty chill. They're like,
That's
hey,
tough.
yeah, that's my daughter. I like my daughter.
Guess I like independent women.
Man,
Tough.
we didn't even get to the problematic father that is Demetrius or whatever his name is.
Right.
Yeah.
The earlier point of oils, I'm glad to know that. If you'd spend 1,000 hours with my girl like I have, she sculpts wood.
Yeah. 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 Aki has left the building. Can I go next?
Go ahead.
My question is, one,
Oh, she's back.
welcome back, Aki.
My Wi-Fi
ahead.
jumped. Yeah, my Wi-Fi jumped like fuck at the perfect time, though.
Yes, it was a mic drop exit.
Perfect time. But yeah, no, Wi-Fi jumped like this.
I always thought Joja was supposed to be like an Amazon. To me, they not Walmart, but specifically the Amazon, like the BBEG that is Amazon. Like I think they even have the little like almost like smile symbol in the logo.
Exactly.
So I always compare Joja to Amazon. That's just my personal perspective.
Fair.
That was just one random point. Secondly, also great presentation, James. Once again, I must commend our romance defenders. I always actually, when I prepare my slides, I'm like, again, I don't put as much thought, I feel, into like the actual PowerPoint part of it. I just like think about the things I want to talk about and I put some little images and I'm like, I'm just here to yap. But you guys do really good with like actually making valid like little points in here. So it's inspiring me for the next one. But that's beside the point. Even with the minimalist design of your presentation, it is very well done. My other question for you is, isn't Leah a vegetarian? I think because like, you know, you give her salad and she loves salad. I remember she's a big salad girl. But I think if you give her like meat products, she doesn't like them.
She dislikes Carp Surprise, but the fact that it says Carp Surprise, I think I might have to agree with her. Definitely stir fry. Yeah, there's nothing in here that is made with meat.
Yeah, I think I just remember like one time I gave her a meal and she didn't like it and I was like upset. I was like, oh shit.
That's actually intentional coding in the game because of how many recipes there are. Most recipes are given either a default good or a default bad. That's not an imprint on the character. It's literally a flat algorithm for all of them except with certain recipes, which is why Elliot enjoys his expensive shit.
That makes sense. I just always found it weird that like she loves salad. I'm like, Leah just like, she's just a salad girl? Is that what it is?
Loves goat cheese, poppy seed muffin, salad, stir-fried truffle, vegetable medley, and wine.
Wine is also
Those are all her loves.
a good choice.
Yes.
But
it takes so long.
Yeah, I just
But
remember her
I
being
will-
the salad girl. That's
That's fair. I will give to your point earlier about Elliot of there being a very easy way to do likes but not loves. This is a huge list. Chanterelle, common mushroom, daffodil, dandelion, driftwood, ginger. Yes. Hazelnut, holly, leek, magma cap, morel, purple mushroom, snow yam, spring onion, wild horseradish, winter. 21 things, a lot of them forageable that are on her like list. Wild.
yeah. So easy to get those early heart events early on with Leah because she's got a lot of things she likes. Elliot, not so much. Takes a while to get those heart events. So
Yes, Dan, fire away.
How did you deal with the stress of having the weight of such an objectively true fact on your shoulders?
So I've been dealing with being right all the time for a while now.
Again.
It's not an easy task. But I've lifted some pretty heavy stuff in my life, so what's another thing to gotta do?
Mm, mm,
yes, if you all that may give a preview of what's to come for our Defend Your Romance for Dan's presentation. There may be a lot of Leah lovers in the chat. Look, I like Leah a lot, so I have more thoughts, but I think I'll save them for Dan's presentation. Because we can have a whole discussion on Leah and some thoughts. But
maybe take a quick break.
yes, that was going to be my next thing. So let's take a break before we get to the second half and our next two presentations and discussion following. What I want to do before we go on break is do a poll. All right, everybody, because I'm quite undecided on what to make the next Defend Your Romance, and the question is not going to be exactly which one we should do, but I want to get a feel of what subject matter we should do next. So I think, what did we say? I think what I want to do is I'm going to do a poll.
Yep.
What should be next? Should we go big? So I'm thinking, like, do we want to do another big popular romance video game franchise? Okay, that's option A.
We'll let your minds run wild with the options there.
Yes, think of the games that are really big that have romance. So big game romance. Or we could do something a little smaller, like less popular, a game that does have romance options, but it's not like a core pillar of the game. Or like maybe not even that it has romance, but it has a lot of like lovable characters that we want to defend. So romance might not even be like an option, but just some games that have like characters that we might want to defend. So smaller game romance / game that doesn't focus on I'll just get smaller game romance. And then option C is we do kind of a wild card where we don't do a game next, but we explore some other media and defend characters that we love and again, not necessarily romance options, but characters that we love from other media, whether it be show, book, other things, movie, comics, perhaps. So non-gaming media is going to be the last one. So because we have a lot of options, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do next. So we'll put the poll up, and I am going to. Do I allow additional votes? No. I'm not going to let you all just vote once and pick what you want, and we will see what wins, and then that can help at least narrow down what the next Defend Your Romance will be. So we're going to take a break, vote in the poll, and we'll be back in like 10-ish minutes. So BRB, everybody. Also, I forgot to change the BRB screen, so it's going to say starting soon, so ignore that. BRB.
12 men with heavy blasters run into your hangar. Sorry.
I didn't say in a fight.
Can our cannons... Jesus.
Be spicy after Dragon Con, eh? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
We broke Frank.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
Frank is now pink.
I
Frank is
couldn't
now
help
pink.
it. I couldn't help it.
Thank you, Deuceable. And you see Deuceable crack a smile. Oh, oops.
You got arteriosclerosis. You got angina. This is gonna clear it all up.
You got what now?
What?
Angina. Angina. All right.
You got bonitis.
Saying it, okay?
You got.
Or there is a button that says initiate docking.
Yeah.
Frank, this needs to stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was not
That one's on
that
you.
no
Frank, this needs to stop.
And you see a child run out of the room.
Sorry.
Child.
You ruined my immersion.
Tracy, you
You
can't
can't
just simply
stand
say
under
a
the room
child.
like that.
We did it again.
That.
We did it again.
You can't stand under the rim.
And
I'm gonna give you one chance to walk away. I'm fixing to fuck you up, alright?
Frost, you might be needed. I just say as I'm still sitting at the.
Red.
I'm trying.
I'm fucking.
It's supposed to be clear, I'm trying.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Leave it like that. Leave it like that. It's perfect. She will get up out of her chair and go to pick it up.
What's going on up there?
What's wrong?
Your modulator's off.
I know.
that's
I'm
on
Jason.
purpose, this little bitch. Hey guys, you can see yourself.
I need
Perfection.
I need
Perfection.
I need a clip. I need a clip.
Flip it. It's gone.
That is like a kind of like a shadow demon type thing. Sexy shadow demon.
What is the male version of succubus?
An incubus. Warden, would you like to talk to Falca and Ash, having had some time to clear your head walking around the city? Oh my god, that was
Eli,
perfectly
Eli,
wow.
Eli's a mood. And uneasy as people begin talking, chattering. Some people begin running, babies and children crying, families returning. Don't laugh. You ruined my immersion.
Babies and children crying.
Not babies
and
Kids.
children. Babies and children.
So we all went to the bar, and Pritch was like stalking us. Apparently, he was following us, and like, ah! It's happened again. Oh. Oh shit.
I have heard that Silas is, that dog. So,
That's not what they say, but okay.
is that not what they say?
Well,
He's got
that dog
a dog. He's got a dog.
Oh my, please stop.
in him. Oh my god.
Simone just kind of begins to walk away slowly with Silas.
We should talk more, Kaden.
If I was gonna go in guns a-blazing, I would have brought Joe with me, and then I wouldn't have had these
realize cutting off his arm was part of that.
Can I go home, please?
No.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Ross is gonna talk this through with Renee and Pierce and all them. We're going to the fucking bar. They can wait a day.
Okay.
You got your ID on you?
I actually don't know if I do, but they'll let me in. It's fine. I look old enough.
Jesus fucking Christ, you look like an Esses sketch. What do you mean? And pulls away.
Oh, I literally almost died right there. Oh gosh.
Bitch! Well, alright, well what? I'm getting character. I don't know where you are, Knight, but you're gonna be accessible.
Someone clip that.
What kind of accessible? Like,
There's a knock. Hey, it's Sal, janitor, cleaning.
no thanks, Sal. I'm taking a nap.
All right. I'm not coming back for the rest of the day, so you ain't getting
That's
your
fine.
garbage taken out.
That's fine.
All righty.
Thank you,
Bye,
Sal.
Sal.
Oh. Yeah. You busy in there?
No,
Is this one of those one-on-one patient nights?
no, Sal. I'm having it's my sister.
Oh,
Peek
okay.
out.
Oh, hello
Sounds
there.
like, oh, you're into it. Into that, huh? Okay.
And Sal, you hear the he rolls away with the mop, the big
Yeah.
mop, industrial
you,
mop
Sal.
thing that he has.
Fuck yeah, Goblin King, motherfucker. And he's looking for that access point.
Men with heavy blasters run into your hangar. Sorry.
I didn't say in a fight.
Can our cannons... Jesus.
Be spicy after Dragon Con, eh? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
We broke Frank!
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Frank is now pink.
I
Frank is
couldn't
now
help
pink.
it. I couldn't help it.
Thank you, Deuceable. And you see Deuceable crack a smile. Oh, oops.
You got arterial sclerosis. You got angina. This is gonna clear it all up.
You got what now?
You got what?
Angina. Angina. All right.
You got bonitis.
Saying it, okay?
You got.
Or there is a button that says initiate docking.
Yeah.
Frank, this needs to stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was not.
That one's on
That
you.
no.
Frank, this needs to stop.
And you see a child run out of the room.
Sorry.
Child.
You ruined my immersion.
Tracy, you
You
can't
can't
just simply
stand
say
under
a
the room
child.
like that.
We did it again.
That.
We did it again.
You can't stand under the rim.
And
I'm gonna give you one chance to walk away. I'm fixing to fuck you up, alright?
Frost, you might be needed. I just say as I'm still sitting at the.
Red.
I'm trying. I'm fucking. It's supposed to be clear. I'm trying.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Leave it like that. Leave it like that. It's perfect. She will get up out of her chair and go to pick it up.
What's going on up there?
What's wrong?
Your modulator's off.
I know.
that's
I'm
on
Jason.
purpose, this little bitch. Hey guys, you can see yourselves.
I need
Perfection.
I need
Perfection.
I need a clip.
Hi, everybody. The swift return with no transition. Hi, welcome. We return for more Defend Your Romance. Thanks, everybody. I was just looking, we were just discussing, looking at the poll results from the break, and it seems that the non-traditional media option has won. So I have a couple of ideas for that one that we will, toward the end, once all the presentations are done, I will start a poll and we'll yap for a bit more, and you guys can vote on the options that we have, and we will see what our next Defend Your Romance will be. Something non-traditional. I'm choking on my popcorn. I pop popcorn, by the way. And I'm ready for the second half. So we'll see what we're going to do for our next Defend Your Romance. But I think next we should decide who's going to go next. Somebody want to choose?
I don't mind going last because I'm doing 2.
That's fair.
Yes.
So-
Okay. So, Dan, we'll choose you to go next, and then Aki will go with her last presentation. So let me get this. Let me make sure I have the right one here because I messed up. Oh, yep. Nope. There we go. That's the right one.
Yeah, here
Okay.
we go.
All right. The floor is yours, Dan. Take it away.
Oh, holy shit, there's romance in my fishing game. Leah is peak S tier in the coziest of cozy games. I hope y'all notice I'm in the Leah fit. I got the matching shirt, I got the blue crop top underneath, and I got the wrong color suspenders, but I'm trying. Listen, this is what I could do. I only have black suspenders, but I work with what I got to represent my girl, because there's nothing cuter than matching your partner, am I right? Anyways, my credentials on this topic, because I have them. I have been playing Harvest Moon for years, or, oh god, how long has it been since I played Harvest Moon? Harvest Moon was probably the second video game franchise I really got into. The first one was Pokemon, but the second one, Bokujo Monogatari, or as it is known in the West, Harvest Moon, or as it was later changed because they swapped localization teams, Story of Seasons, is honestly still in my top 5 favorite gaming franchises, probably even top 3. The DS era was the best. Grand Bazaar is the best game in the DS era. Antoinette for life. I know there's people who love Friends of Mineral Town. I know Stardew 64, Harvest Moon 64 has its fans. And let's be real, Harvest Moon for the N64 was really darn good. I even know some people who love the Nameless Wife from the SNES version. You weirdos. But I played Stardew since the year it came out. Not quite the beta, but I was there since before Emily and Shane were even romance options. So I've been here a while. I haven't clocked my hours, but between the 4 computers I've played it on and my Switch, I am probably way up there in the multi-hundreds. I judge my cozy games purely on the fishing vibes. If there's a fishing minigame within my game, I tend to really enjoy it, especially when there are a multitude of fish to catch. And Stardew Valley has this in spades. I have gotten the Fisherman achievement not once, not twice, but 17 times across every playthrough I've done. I am that into the fishing. Originally, originally I used to be an Abigail stan until I clocked that she was really, really boring. She was the first one I ever romanced because I saw purple hair. I'm like, oh, hey, my favorite color. Let's go for that. But anyways, I would like to present to you my new trend for Defend Your Romance episodes I'm in, the objective marriage tier list for Stardew. I will do this for every game moving forward, every series moving forward.
Oh boy.
Listen.
Oh.
Listen. Up. You can save your vitriol. Actually, no, toss the vitriol at me. I'm here for it. I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I don't dislike anybody from the first 5 rows. This is just how I have ranked them, because I have romanced everyone minimum of twice, once presenting as either gender. And that's very key, because both Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley were very big for me as a queer individual. Hi, St. Jimmy Twin, bisexual here. These games help me realize this, because they help me to put me in that comfortable place where I was good with being that open around either gender. I am so much happy with myself after this self-discovery, but these games were critical to that. I've romanced everyone here minimum of twice, and this is just my general thoughts on them. Of course, top tier Leah, we'll get into that, but Haley is baby girl. Best personal storyline in the game. Her growth between every heart event is amazing. I love her. Maru in A tier, what's keeping her out of S is because she honestly doesn't get the same dedication and care to her writing. Dare I say it's because she's the only woman of color you can marry in this game? But she's also amazing. I live for my women in STEM. Sebastian's the same. He's just a little geek. He lives in a basement. He programs for a living. He plays tabletop games. He invites you to roll dice at his table, and he lives my lovely little basement twink. Abigail is fine, but she's boring. She's like Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate. She's a mall goth for baby's first emo, okay? She's not a real goth. She's a lame goth. A boring acid wash goth. Owns like 4 katanas, thank you, Aki, kind of goth. People make goths for games, and they don't represent accurate goth culture. Give me my vampire goth. Give me my romance goth. Give me, for once, a cyber goth in any of these games to romance. I'm begging you, please, for the neon and the goggles. Alex, I had to split the difference. A tier if you're playing as the guy because his queer adventure is so amazing. C tier if you're playing as a femme because he's kind of a sexist. The end result of his storyline fixes this objectively, but he's very sexist until the end. Harvey's fine. He's just fine, middle of the road. I enjoy his latter half a whole lot because he's kind of a little geek. He's kind of a little weirdo. I love people whose hobbies are just that, like, information sphere, that knowledge sphere that is just so unorthodox, and he loves airplanes. This man lives for aviation. If he was not a doctor, he'd probably be flying around the world. Whether that's commercial or personal, we don't know. This guy just loves the air. I love that for him. He looks like David Thewlis, though, and I cannot get past that. Emily's fine. She's your crystal girly. She looks at the stars and everyone sees her as introspective, but when I look at the stars and see patterns, I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. I don't like those vibes. It makes me feel awkward. Sam is a Super Saiyan, as we've established. Not a thought goes on in his head that cannot be amounted to pizza, skateboard, or play guitar. But as a guitar player who skateboards and enjoys pizza, I also just kind of, you know.
We vibing.
We vibing. We vibing. Elliot, I don't hate Elliot, okay? He's pretentious, but in a cute way. He's just not my preferred masculine romance type. I've tried it multiple times, mask presenting. Not for me. Femme presenting, I like it a little more. I like my little quirky artists because you are his muse, and I do appreciate this. There's some sort of a care and affection that goes into, behold, this is a gift that I made for you. I poured my blood, sweat, and tears into something that a lot of people find difficult, but I went through it for you. I love this. Penny's a sweetheart, but she gets really, really hampered with a lot of the Pam stuff. So, you know, I feel like she could use a bit more TLC. Shane is Shane tier and deserves to be down at the bottom because in his 14 heart events, because every character gets a 14 heart event, his reaction to your concern, your genuine concern for his health and well-being, his reaction is to gaslight you and to subject you to the blame. He turns you to the object of being the problem, not him. Not him and his history, not him and his ready to slap you over a cliff ass. This man is unsalvageable. Why was he the other male romance option? You know who else was on that list? We almost had Willie. Okay? We almost had Willie as the romance option instead of Shane. We were this close to greatness. But who is Leah? She's perfect, obviously. But she's a starving artist. Much like Elliot, she moves to Stardew Valley for a change of pace to revitalize and reinvigorate her inspiration as an artist. Her medium is sculpting, but her cabin does suggest that she works with charcoals and that she works with watercolors. I appreciate this. We like someone who is multiversal in her implements. We love the different medium choices. She is also there for another reason. She's escaping her past for more than just lacking inspiration, having artist block, but we'll get to that. She's kind of just a cottagecore bisexual. A hunter-gatherer, lives off the land, loves her nature, probably can't sit properly to save her life, crosses her legs at every opportunity, twiddles the fingers, drinks everything in sight casually, recreationally for fun. She's a party girl, but she's not to excess. She is a great time. Bisexual core energy here. And I cannot be fought on that because she is one of the few characters in this game to be given a canonical sexuality depending on your gender presentation. She has exclusive answers for both masc and femme presenting farmers. And that is key here. Again, nature lover. She adores all of your animals. I get the feeling that she spends most of her time in the barn. In fact, a lot of the people you marry have a different likelihood for how they help around the farm. Leah is more likely to help with the animals, which is also really interesting because Haley's more likely to help with the crops. That's just a fun little neat fact. She favors her salads, her wines, her fancy cheeses. This is a charcuterie girl. And also, I found this out after I made the presentation, but she's a coffee snob. Every coffee drink in the game is on her liked list. And as a coffee snob who makes coffee for a living, I like knowing that my partner will drink every cappuccino and latte and mocha and flat white and whatever I want to experiment with. If you give me a milk steamer, we could spend a whole day sampling teas and coffees together. She also happens to enjoy fishing. Canonically friends with Elliot and Willie, canonically one of the big fishers in the valley. While she does not participate in the fishing competition, there are hints and dialogue that suggest she enjoys casting the rod out. And if you go to the Stardrop Saloon, she sits with Elliot and Willie. They are friends. They love the ocean. They love fishing. All of them. This is important to me as someone who fishes in his cozy games. And again, best friends, best boy. Willie is just the best. He is peak. He's like, if there's a NPC that I max out the friendship with, it's Willie or it's Linus. Probably both. Let's go through the heart events one by one, because I happen to enjoy them. Step one, you go and you meet Leah. She is currently sculpting, but she's having a bit of artist block. She's struggling. She's trying to find that perfect inspiration. You have a couple different dialogue options, but the big one here, you get to choose how she expresses herself in her medium. She's trying to reinvigorate herself, find a purpose for the art, a direction for the art. Not just what she is making, but how she chooses to exhibit what she makes. I'm sure all of us who are artists, I am an artist, a lot of us at Magi are artists, we are trying to find good ways to show off what we do. We like being able to show the world, show our friends, show our family, our loved ones, what it is that we create. She needs that way of doing it. So you have two options you can give to her. Option one, open an online art store. Option two, have an art show in town. Both are good. Both are very good, valid options. I personally think the art show is more instrumental to her arc and to your arc in this romance, but we'll get to that. Also, immediately after this heart event, you get a mini heart event before the next one where she presents you with the sculpture she was working on, the one she was struggling to finish. It's a sculpture she's been working on just for you. It's called How I Feel About You, the Farmer. In this case, How I Feel About Jimmy. She made me something from the heart that encapsulates how you have already helped her in your burgeoning relationship. This is the start of love blossoming, okay? This right here is the start of somebody who is yearning. And she's going to learn how much she is yearning. And then you get to the art show. Unfortunately, I didn't get the images of the 6 heart events. That is honestly is really hard to trigger on its own, and it's really finicky with screenshotting. I tried it like 4 times, could not get it to work. But basically, you help her to get some food out of a tree that she can't quite reach because you are a very strong individual, masc or femme presenting. Perhaps you are an individual of, I don't know, 6'2", maybe 6'3¼ who knows? Maybe you bench a minimum 1,500 pounds, right, James? But you just like help her up into the tree. She grabs her fruit. She thanks you for it and says, I know someone who will catch me when I fall. That's you. You're just going to support her. Even if she falls and stumbles, you're going to support her. You're going to get her back up because that's just how you're built. But she's so happy that you're there at the art show because this means a lot to her. And you mean so much to her because the response to this show is overwhelming kindness and affection and support for the arts. And in rural backwards towns, that's hard to find, okay? I live in like country Alberta, Canada. Do you know how hard it is to find artistic culture out here? So the support of that town is big, amazing. She calls one of her works post-dimensional null space. That right there is someone who listened to Neutral Milk Hotel and came up with that on a DMT trip. That is someone who tunes up to Block Party when she pulls out the chisel. Okay? That's my kind of vibe. And you gave her the courage to go through the show. You gave her the courage to progress her dream. And isn't that just amazing? You are helping someone grow as a person tangibly. Tangibly. And she makes you an adorable picnic, okay? Your lovely little 10 heart event, she makes you a picnic. I am very easy to seduce, okay? Charcuterie board, a salad, a wine. I will warn you that that's all you need to win me over in most cases. Literally only coffee will do it faster. What does she put together for you on this table? A little vegetable medley, some cheeses, some wines, and a fine salad? Literally made for me. I can't believe my fishing game did this to me. But this is where things kind of take an interesting twist because we meet Kel. It's alluded to earlier in an event that's not quite a heart event, it's a side heart event. She has an ex who does not support her, an ex who wanted her to be an attentive housewife, or rather someone with an actual paying job. I know they're like, oh, just be a doctor, just be a lawyer, just be something that makes money, go work at a bank or something, I don't care. Kel gives massive incel energy. Kel gives massive, voted a very obvious way energy. I can punch Nick Fuentes in the face. I'm going to be there in just a second because Kel shows up. And I'm given this option, okay? Punch your ex in the face. There's no reasoning. Who's reasoning? If you reason with Kel, Leah's the one who punches him. But I'm going to punch Kel in the face. Because Leah can throw a fist. She doesn't have to, but she will. But I'm going to do it. Because I feel like doing it. I feel like punching this loser in the face. And wouldn't you know it, she wants to continue the picnic properly because she was planning to fully seduce you the whole time. Okay? Okay, she had a plan, a game plan. Going in, she knew what she was doing. She crafted this just for me. She pulled a Monica from Doki Doki. She looked through the computer screen and she knew what to do for me. She knows what she's doing. Absolutely incredible. Before we get to the conclusion, I don't have the 14 heart events. Unfortunate, but again, I went through an entire playthrough of this game with Leah in preparation for this presentation. All those screenshots are from my most recent playthrough. Didn't get to the 14 heart for this, but in that, she invites you to partake in what she enjoys. And I think that's so cute. Art is such a big part of her life. She is so inspired by what she does, and by you as her supportive and loving partner, that she wants you to be able to understand her joy. And that's great. I like being able to share the things I love with the people I love. So she invites you to paint Marnie with her. You can choose the style of painting she does, and then you get to keep the painting you make, as any good art class would. This is also my favorite event purely for the item you get from it. It's one of my favorite decoration pieces in the game because Marnie has issues as a character. and I just think it's funny. Her reaction to your painting is just so incredible. Anyway, Leah, a fun narrative that gives insight to the character. I love this in my games. This is why Haley is so high up. This is why I wish Maru was a bit higher up, but again, just kind of got screwed over in the end. She's a peak design. James touched on it, yes, but the redheads in gaming are something else, okay? Redheads are amazing. Country core is amazing. Bisexual fashion. She wears the slutty crop top. That's my girl. She's got the shirt tied up we tie up our shirts here. Suspenders, the blue jeans, the cowboy boots. She knows what she's doing. That is a look. And the braid over the side, not the dead anime mother braid, but the supportive anime best friend braid, okay? That is integral here. That's important. It's crucial. Crucial detail.
Crucial detail.
Again, bisexual coding at its finest. I could rant about that for hours. Improved my fishing game very much by just existing. This is Leah. She is perfection, but a new foe has appeared. Because, as past Defend Your Romances have proven, there is perfection unattainable. Whether it's Joker in the Mass Effect series, whether it's Varric in my Dragon Age Inquisition, or the other redhead in the room.
Oh shit, I forgot about Robin! Oh shit! Okay, I'm ready.
Let's get into Robin.
Oh!
Quick rundown on Robin. She's like Leah, but took a different path in life. Not art, but she is a carpenter, okay? We love ourselves someone who gets into the trades. That's money. That's economic solidarity. That's a woman who knows what she's about and loves the mountains. She loves trees. She loves hiking. She's a hardworking lady. She runs her own business and she runs it well. She is one of the most profitable people in this valley without sacrificing being charitable, okay? She not only helps you with your farm, with your house, with your upkeep, with your care, but she helps Pam, who doesn't deserve it. She helps build things for the beachfront, for the resort, for every single celebration in town. You can presume, based on dialogue, based on action, based on character description, Robin's responsible for much of the design, the construction, the implementation. She's probably quite buff given her profession. You know that she's packing an arm on her. She has multiple axes. She probably carries that lumber home on one shoulder. Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando, one log? Nah, Robin's got like 4. Okay, she's got like 4 in each arm. She can lift those, plus you, plus your dreams, plus both of her kids. Because honestly, Demetrius does not appreciate her as much as he should. What's he doing? Hiding in the lab? He's not learning how to dance. He's stepping on her toes. He can't be bothered to learn how to dance for her. He's forgetting her birthday based on dialogue. It's a miracle he knows what her favorite gifts are based on dialogue. And again, she's a great mom. I know a lot of the whole Sebastian stuff pitches her as like being inattentive and favoriting Maru, but a lot of that is just Robin isn't able to connect with Sebastian because of the split they've taken in their career paths. But if you progress in both, they learn to appreciate and understand each other. She still loves her son. He's still so dear to her. She just wishes he would stop smoking. She wishes he would be safe while he rode his motorcycle. But she knows that he's successful. She knows that he's doing well in life. And she loves her little girl. She loves Maru. Okay? Maru is just such a darling for her. She's probably supplying Maru with tools. Maru probably has carpentry in her back pocket. She's got multiple skills with her hands. She's not going to stop. Are you kidding me? And she's a mother I like to finance because I am a good patron. And I will never, ever leave her wanting. And that's all I have to say on that.
So good.
There are questions here. Aki.
I really appreciate your presentation, especially the part where you were dedicated to homework.
Wait, dedicated to what? Wait, what?
Home wrecking?
Oh, the home wrecking.
I respect. I have the same feelings, except I wouldn't like go too far, right? Because I'm like, the last thing I want to do is break up a beautiful interracial marriage. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Love makes us do crazy things.
It does. Oh geez, it's really good to also know how how weak y'all are to redheads. That's what I've learned. That's what I've learned.
Have you seen my fiance, the natural redhead?
I I haven't. I know you kiss digitally. I see you. I see your profile pictures, and a lot of them are anime, like mine too. Okay. But yeah, no. Oh my god, it's great. No, I really enjoyed your presentation. I had smarter and better things to say, but just the dedication to the last like 3 slides to like home wrecking was fucking amazing.
I respect that. Thank you.
I do respect you. You fucking. You know this is live streamed, right?
Yeah.
I need to do a VOD, right? Oh god, I respect it.
I believe there's a question from T-Dog.
Yes. Firstly, so Dan mentioned that he was going to do something on Robin, and I totally forgot. So that like caught me by surprise. I was like, wait, is it going to be? I was like, is it going to be that weird creature that you can like romance in Stardew? I already,
baby.
Yeah, I was like, oh, are we going to get like a quick surprise? No, but no, Robin. Right, Robin. Love Robin, by the way. I'm a big fan. She's always like she's one of my like heart like besties, like the character that I always like get to be besties with. Her and Emily, I for some reason always attached to them. But back to Leah. My questions about Leah is her first little statue that she gives you. It's very sweet. I always get it because it's like an easy one to get, even if you don't romance her, because it's just like her like early heart event. What do you usually do with it? Because it's like, it sits in my house for a while and I'm like, all right, Leah, what are we going to do with the statue? Okay. Where do you put it in your farm is my question.
So for my farm, this is, you have a little corner of the yard where your spouse will work on their hobbies, right? They'll set up things. There's like the perfect little spot in there where you can place the statue where it will not clip, and Leah can work on her next statue right there. So it's like you've given her an outdoor gallery. That's what I like to do. Or also sometimes I'll buy a shed and I'll fill it with that statue as well as other random bits and bobs and statues, and I'll pretend that she has a whole gallery, like a whole shed gallery.
That's very cute. I like that. My other thing, so this is something also with like Stardew Valley is like every romance option has like the counterpart, the one that they dance with at the spring dance, you know? And for Leah, it's Elliot. And so I like them both because I think, yes, they're very similar. They both have their own, like, again, live independently, have their own individual little cabins that are outside of the main town. But I always felt a little threatened by Leah with Elliot because I'm like, look, I'm like, look, like they're always hanging out. You know, they dance together at the spring dance. They seem like they actually could be a good couple, but it doesn't like the thing. I guess with the counterparts, they don't always establish like a romance between them. Correct? It's just more like they're not really a rival. They all just have like their buddy, their friend, you know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. And look, looking at the companions, because like there's some where 100% I'm like, oh yeah, they're a couple. They probably have romantic interest. That's mostly just like Abigail and Sebastian. I feel like their interests and personalities align really well for that. They both love rainy days. In fact, on rainy days, Abby will go right outside Sebastian's house to play music. And that's one of the few times he leaves the house, is on those rainy days. When it comes to like Elliot and Leah, you could read it that way. I think it's very easy to do that. But I also think, based on the dialogue hints and how they act around each other, it's less of a romantic thing and more of a, hey, listen, if we're both still single when we're 35, you want to just get married to do it. Like that's what it feels like to me. The true liberal art major experience.
That is valid, and yes, I think that makes sense because they don't explicitly have like romantic things, but I always am like, Elliot, you're hanging out with Leah a lot. Should I be concerned that there's some feelings here? But yeah,
If nothing else, he might be going to her for like a femme perspective on the dialogue he writes.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Clive Russell did when he wrote The Descents, because he needed the help with determining what proper dialogue would be for women. So he sat down all the actors. He's like, listen, I want you to write your own dialogue because you'll understand more what you would do in this moment. So just kind of like go out.
That makes sense.
I just want to come back and call you a bitch because you all my eyeliner got wiped off and I had to reapply it.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I could not have an opinion as correct and factually backed up as yours, so I had to compensate.
Gracious. Oh goodness.
Is that a question from James?
Yes. First a comment, then a question. A comment. I'm sure it must also feel great to be tall and have the right opinions. The question. Penny is the third redhead in the game. She was a little bit lower on your tier list. Let's unpack that a little.
Okay. Let's actually unpack Penny because I do have a lot to say on the matter with Penny. I feel like, and maybe this is just something that I've noticed playing through how many 17 farming simulators in my life. You get some stereotypes after a while. You get some writing that is there but isn't all the way there. And I think a big part of that, Penny is very, like, she's trying to get out of Pam's life. Like, she's trying to move on, be herself. She's got that great event where she wants to be more there for the kids than for her mom, and there's a lot that indicates this. But I feel like her dialogue between heart events kind of falls flat. Unfortunately for Penny, her zero heart dialogue gets recycled almost daily, regardless of how many hearts you have. And that can lead to a very dry character, in my opinion. She kind of has a lot of woe is me moments. Her counterpart at the dance is Sam. And I feel like that is kind of an almost mirrored indicator of their maturity levels, but just in different ways. Penny has a lot of learned helplessness. Not that she can't get out of it. She can get out of it. But even when you're married to her, you will still get the zero heart dialogue. She's the only bachelorette where you still get the zero heart dialogue when you're married. I think that does a lot for me to really like not be as interested, but there's also like of two of the three redheads in the game exhibit aesthetics and hobbies that I myself resonate with quite a bit. You know?
That makes sense.
Compatible.
Well, thank you, Dan, for your astounding presentation on Leah, also, and Robin, of course. The fact that you played through the game again, the romance again, just to get things that you need for your presentation also is dedication. So props for that.
I wanted the refresher to make sure I wasn't just tripping when it came to like the events. Like, oh, does she actually do what I think she doesn't? Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Also, a fellow Harvest Moon enjoyer, also played since SNES Harvest Moon. So yes, big fan of the Harvest Moon references.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now, let us get to our last presentation of the evening. Presentation number 2 from Aki. Very excited to see this one and how it goes. So I am going to pass the stage to you, Aki. There you go. The floor is yours.
Amazing. Really quickly, because I can't see it. Can you see it?
Oh, wait, no. cannot see
Yeah,
it.
I think it's when I timed out, right?
Oh shit, yeah.
1 second. Maybe I should
yes.
reshare it.
Yes.
Yeah, just reshare. That should be what fixes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Actually, I'm gonna do this.
Am I being silenced?
Oops.
Oh jeez.
I clicked the wrong thing, but that's okay. Yes. Did you share your screen on video?
Yeah, I reshared it.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Do you guys see it? Oh, I see it on my OBS thingy, but I don't see it on Video Ninja. So I can here. I'm gonna fix this. 1 moment, everybody. 1 moment. Let me fix that. Okay, now this should. Yes. Okay. This should fix it. So,
Aha.
yes. There we go. All right, Aki.
All right.
Take it away.
All right, guys. This is a different type of presentation, but will come with a disclaimer. I present to y'all, good luck, Haley. You are a lesbian. Really quickly though, that's me. I made me. I found a pic crew. And I decided to dress the same way. It's kind of fun. I'll share the link. I just wanted to I realized you couldn't see it much in the Maru one, so I'll share a link in the Discord. So you should join the fucking Discord. Yeah.
Flannel checks out.
Disclaimer. I am very aware that all the romances in Stardew Valley are available to farmers regardless of literally fucking everything. But if you romance Haley and Alex in a straight way, I'm judging you thoroughly. You're about as exciting as tap water, and I hope you experience a level of FOMO so you can replay this game and redo their romances the gay way, which is the correct way. Haley and Alex are closeted gays, and they should be treated as such. However, if you did romance them in the straight way, you are technically treating them like actual gay people, so you're not that wrong entirely. I just think you could be better in our year of 2024, almost 2025. Now I'm going to get into my actual presentation. Thank you. So why Haley? Personality turns people off. I understand that. That is entirely fair. She's very Regina Georgie, as mentioned before. However, have you considered the fact that this is an enemies to lovers romance? That is Haley's romance. It is enemies to lovers. Mean girl, ex weird girl. You are the weird girl in this case. She is the mean girl. It's vapid and it's sapphic, and we're kind of here for that. We are the spectrum of girlies. This is what this is. Hallmark's not gonna sponsor us. We gotta do it ourselves. She's mean and she doesn't like you at first. But why should she? We don't know each other. We are strangers. The most she knows about you is that you gave up the big city for this tiny fucking town, a town she wants to get out of, and also we dive in garbage. That's fucking weird, bro. Can you imagine? I've known you for all of 5 minutes and you are diving in my garbage can? And then you're keeping what you find?
After being caught?
Exactly. It's a little much. It's a little much. Nobody's cool with this. It's you know? But that's fine. That's fine. If you read her little dev update thing, which is, I find it hilarious that a bunch of us just decided to slap that on a fucking
I love it.
screen. I think we all did it, and that's just fun. Being wealthy and popular throughout high school has made Haley a little conceited and self-centered. She has a tendency to judge people for superficial reasons, but is it too late for her to discover a deeper meaning to life? Is there a fun, open-minded young woman hidden within that candy-coated shell? Do you not understand what you are literally being fed? Growth. You gotta work for it. That is how character development works. My girl has not had her canon events yet. She is a work in progress. And what are you? You are a clean slate. If anybody is going to be exploring this, it's going to be you and her. And even if it's not you, fine, you decide to be friends. She still grows the fuck up. She peaked in high school. And sure, maybe a lot of bullies do the same thing, but bullies are people too, and they can grow and move on from that. Even then, I don't even think she's that bad, considering that we are walking around in caves that we don't know, live in an abandoned farm. Everything about us is kind of spooky and weird. I wouldn't cross the street to greet you either, not until you cleaned up a little bit. At this point, it's just stranger danger. She's a woman, she knows better. But why, Haley? Why? Why? Because it's the cheesiest fucking romance in the entire game, babes. Look at the shit she says. She goes from basically showing you that interest, regardless, but like, fuck a guy. We're girls. She shows you, then she calls you pretty, and then she like takes it back because like she's never maybe found a girl pretty before, or maybe she has, but she hasn't explained it, you know? She's the type of girl to be like, all women are sort of attracted to women, and then to find out later that no, Haley, no, that's not the case. Women are beautiful, but there's a difference between beautiful and pretty. Very, very, very big difference, and how you say them. When you get to that 8 heart, she grows a lot, but I just want to show you the vast difference between 8 hearts and your first meeting. I guess living in the country isn't so bad. Growth. If I lived in the city, I might start to miss all the trees. Literal growth because trees. Your name, I think I've been hanging out with you too much. Y'all. That's fucking romance. That's intrigue. That's everything. You can read it as platonic if you want to, but I don't think so. I know so it ain't. This bitch is a lesbian. She just doesn't know it yet. She has hobbies also. We see her and we think beautiful bimbo. There is more to the bim and the bow, okay? She's a photographer. She likes photography. She actually never gives it up. She just learns to do other things, okay? You would think Vapid Princess would want to take pictures of herself, but she's not actually, which I think is a crime. I think a strong selfie game is great, okay? I take great fucking photos. I think more people should learn how to do it. And that's her hobby. That's so cute. It's like it adds this layer of, we've been talking all about fucking artists. Photographers are artists too. She's just exploring it in a slightly different way. All right? You date after 1 year and she's showing interest in that way, that like that stereotypical girlfriend way, like, you know, hinting hee hee ha ha, like, you know, but that's just an investment into your future. Isn't it fucking great to know that after all of this time, she still wants to be with your broke ass? I mean, sure, you're not broke, okay? We're farmers and we're making an industry. But, like, I've seen some of y'all's farms. The capitalism defeating it didn't actually happen when you see how industrialized your farms can get. That's all I'm going to say, okay? And then when engaged, look at this line. It's okay. I know we can't have a honeymoon since your farm needs to be taken care of. I'm a farmer too. Come on. Come on. You did that with her. We did that. That's us together. We've grown together, okay? Bitch, I'm growing fucking carrots and stuff. You're growing a personality. This is amazing. This is our future. All the while, we're girl kissers. Jesus. Can you imagine? Now, this next part is just hilarious. I put a lot of time into this. I am going to straight up read the lyrics. Because if you don't romance Haley and she doesn't become a lesbian, guys, she doesn't show proper interest into other girls, then all I can think of is this. All I can think of is this, right? Waking up next to him in the middle of the night, fucking him out of everybody. Jesus, right? But wait, but who is she thinking about? Me. Me. The girl she fumbled.
Tough. Wow. Wow, be proud of that one, dog.
I'm so fucking proud of this one, guys. I
I'm
know how
living
to
for
do this
this.
one.
Oh my god.
That's all I'm gonna say. This entire fucking Chapel Rome wrote this song for her. This song was meant for her. It was meant for us. Meant for what could happen if we don't fuck each other. I think I've rest my case. I made a whole little music video. Like if we put the songs on and like just did it, we like I think I've done what I came to do. Thank you for listening. Once again, don't fumble this bag. Thank you.
Woo!
Yay!
No notes.
That was pretty great.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I have note being, I know we discussed this already, but like, I'm so glad we're on the same vibe of like, Haley is a lesbian and Alex is gay, but that's why they're such good friends, is because they're helping each other through it. They're supporting each other, okay? But I do have the question, the loaded question. Who else in this Valen do you think is queer? I gots to know, because we already know my thoughts on Leah. Haley and Alex are obvious.
Okay, I think Maru's bi, like very strongly. I actually think Sebastian is ace. I just get the vibe from him. It just makes sense. Everything about I think he's ace. I think he's autistic. I have a lot of opinions on Sebastian. Just like yeah. I see you. I clock you. Like that kind of vibe. Haley is lesbian. Alex is gay. But they are also the type of people to like get married to the opposite sex and then hate their spouse. Like it's very Midwest of them. It's very like further southern US of them. Great job. I think Emily is straight.
Yeah, but performative.
Yeah, like I think Emily,
Like she's
I
waiting
think
on her
Emily's
ally
very straight.
flag.
Yeah, I think I have a lot of opinions on Emily. It's just like everything about it was like I think she's just straight. I think she's just very straight. Goodness. I think Leah is queer for sure, bi for sure, because I knew about the X being to like basically gender match you, which I think is super cool. I think Penny's also closeted. I think Penny's also closeted. Penny has not had a chance.
Penny
Yeah.
strikes me as the thought to be like, none of these thoughts are in the Bible.
Yeah. Penny is also the type to be like, all women are attracted to each other. No, Penny. No, Penny, baby girl, sweet face. All the education. No. I think Elliot's also like bi, but like femme leading personally. I think you'd be like, I've tasted the tongue of a man or two, but you know, like that's him. You know, like, that's him. He gives me Laszlo vibes from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you marrying him, you'd be Nadia. So it just makes sense to me.
Yeah. He's somewhere between Laszlo and Gale of Waterdeep.
Yeah. It's just like I've had a tumble or a tag or two of balls. You know, like say some shit like that. And it's just like, okay. It's just like every young man has a dalliance with another man. No, Elliot. No. But like same, I too prefer women. Like, you know, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. Everybody else is questionable. Like big question mark, I would say, because like I don't know enough about him. Or I don't care to know enough about him to speculate. I do think Emily is like a solid straight person. It's just the vibe, you know. Like it's just sorry.
Yeah.
I can't think.
Yeah.
Like,
Emily gives me like manic pixie dream girl kind of vibes, which
Yeah.
is very like straight guy coded in some ways,
I'm gonna
but
go put on a vinyl.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's just she's
yeah.
just like quirky cool, you know.
Yeah,
She's a
into,
crystal collector.
yeah.
like if I'm being real fucking honest, she would be so into essential oils in a bad way.
She strikes me as the kind to buy a dream catcher, technically use it correctly, not appropriative, but you still kind of side eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the kind of
Yeah.
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 Sammy.
Sam.
Oh,
I don't think Sam knows what a sex is.
I don't think so either. I think Sam would be like like a super chill pansexual.
Oh, that's
Like-
that's fair.
Yeah,
I would
like
argue,
just the vibes are good.
I would argue he's straight, but he's the ally Emily thinks she is.
Yes.
This is another by Emily and Shane slander. I just need you to know that.
Shane is homophobic.
Who is Shane's like counterpart femme?
Emily.
Let me look.
Oh,
It's
right.
Emily.
Duh, because they're like the
Because-
non-romance romance. Yeah.
And also because she kind of gives big I can fix him energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Emily's also got what's his name on her.
Clint.
Clint and his obsession with Emily.
Like, see, no, that's the part where it's like you gotta remember Emily's a fucking woman. That's the average life. That's fucking creepy. We gotta keep him away from her. He's so creepy. I hate going to him for things. Remember when I said Maru would 3D print a gun? I'm carrying.
Which is why she printed the gun.
Yeah, we're carrying. That's all I'm gonna say. Like goodness. That's the only reason why I like Emily a little bit more, because it's like I would rather have Emily as a friend, and I would actually rather not have Shane at all. I don't know. I feel bad saying that because it's also feels like because he's like an addict and stuff like that. But like no, actually, he's also just got a really shitty personality.
Yeah, he's hard to be around. That's the way that it is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. If Shane is the kind of character where you play through his entire storyline, not as a romance option, but as a friend who's worried about him.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't play through the gay buried. You play through because you're like, buddy, this is the third time that you've rolled into the gutter.
We gotta.
You're rolling on your own this time. That's progress, but
Yeah, Shane as a friend, for sure. Shane as a romance, I don't even think it's handled that well.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, like it's.
I know
You know,
I
like,
dropped the.
Yeah.
I know I dropped the tidbit about it being almost Willie instead of Shane, but Emily actually had two almosts instead. And this is where it gets really spicy. One of them is Sandy, who you only see in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
The other one was Robin.
Interesting. So you're actually a
Damn,
home wreck.
we are
Look at what they took away from us.
Look at that.
Damn.
Look at what we could have had.
Well,
I hated how fucking tempting it is, though.
yeah. My other things that I like about Haley, I love her likes. I love her. She's a sunflower girly. I'm like, that's so her, you know? I love the sunflowers. It's so cute. So I always give her sunflowers. Yeah.
She's actually the easiest bachelorette to get to the flower dance first year.
Yes, that makes sense.
There is a scripted event if you are playing as the girl farmer, where your mother will send you a pink strawberry cake.
Oh.
You need to achieve a certain amount of money in the game, which is easiest to do by fishing. If you earn that money before Haley's birthday, you get the pink cake, which is her #1 gift.
Yes.
Give it to her on her birthday, automatic 4 hearts. You've beaten the minimum to get her at the flower dance.
Damn. That's
We
amazing.
have
I
have
get
just-
that my bitch a cake. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Get my bitch a cake. Here's another fun thing, because I didn't get to mention. I mentioned that when I did an Ellie romance, I was basically like a monster hunting grandma. When I say grandma, by the way, I mean I played it young and I thought 35 was old. That's that. I just need to point that out. So like, I wasn't actually a grandma, but like I was just like a really buff older woman.
I heard like monster hunting grandma. My first thought is, Ambessa.
Yeah,
Lovely to
right.
see
It's
you.
nice. It's nice. With Maru, my entire intention was to be capitalism and to have the goal of taking over the town. Because I'm like the enterprise and I did build it like an enterprise, but I was like, nah. We're just gonna stay in our lane. And then the one for Haley was I was a flower girl, so I was making flowers, and I
That's
only
cute.
grew flowers, and she loves flowers, and I was like, this is really cute, guys. This is so fucking cute. So like, it just happened to kind of work out that way for me, and that's why like Haley's for sure my favorite romance. That's the one. Maru's the one I went to completion because capitalism's a drug, and I was on it. Like, but like the Haley one is my favorite because it's just like we work so well, and she's a lesbian. She's a lesbian. I don't even think she's happy with you if you go for the straight one. I think she just tolerates you because you make money.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Her
like
dialogue is funnier with that in mind, I think.
she also like. I just like that she like helps out on the farm, makes you shit, and then is like, I'm gonna go take some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Like, fucking go, girl. Like, go over there. I'm gonna be in the mines. Like, just go.
And she will make you pancakes and coffee.
Oh,
That's great.
that is sweet. Well, thank you, Aki, for the Haley presentation. That was great. I loved it. Thanks everybody. You guys, I keep saying you guys always do really good presentations. So, thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna yap for just a few more minutes while the last thing I want to do for tonight is vote on what we're gonna do next. Okay, so we have voted during the break that we want to do a non-conventional Defend Your Romance. So the question is, what non-conventional, non-gaming, I should say, Defend Your Romance do we want to do? So we have three options. Which should we do next? So we were thinking one that was, oh, now my brain is forgetting. One, a comic book series, all right? So the first option is, do we do X-Men? And again, when we say Defend Your Romance, like you can go by, like this is like an open interpretation. Like if it's somebody who like you love, like maybe you had a crush on growing up, or just the person who you think is just the best character and you love them non-romantically, just whomsoever they want to defend. That's option one. Option two, remind me what we discussed during the break.
The one we discussed is not a romance, but rather a more interesting topic. If you had to be a henchman, for whom would you defend your evil corporation?
Yes, that was it. Okay, yes. This is another one. Again, non-traditional Defend Your Romance. Defend Your Evil Corporation. Fictional, we should say. Your favorite evil corporation. Now we're thinking think Resident Evil Umbrella Corp. Think Fallout Vault-Tec. Think those type. There's a lot of evil corporations.
Yeah, the Star Wars Empire.
Yep. Yeah. Wayland Yutani. Think evil corporations. We're gonna just put our little Jojo Mart. Put our little
defend Jojo Mart.
Oh my god.
Make Shane unemployed.
So we're gonna just take away, put on our little capitalism hats for that episode and defend our evil corporations and why, they did what they did. So that's number two, and then number three, the last one, again, non-traditional Defend Your Romance. We're thinking defend your Disney princess, and again, in a non-romantic way, just who your favorite Disney princess is. and why. Okay. And yes, eventually we may take this to the reverse and villain. I almost want to do villain first because I feel like that's more
Should we do
interesting.
villain first then? Let's do villain first.
Villains
actually.
are more
Disney villain.
interesting. Okay. Like,
Defend your Disney villain.
although we are going evil corporation, but you know, it's fine. We'll begin 2025 in our villain era. So Disney villain. Again, this doesn't have to be romantic. This is just who you think is the greatest Disney villain. So I'll put a 5-minute poll on this. And let's start the poll, everybody. So go ahead and vote which non-traditional Defend Your Romance we're going to do for the next one. So go ahead and put your votes in, and we'll yap for a bit more before we end the stream.
Yeah, we'll need to make the choice tables for all 3 results. But like,
Yes.
even then. Ooh, actually, because this is a relevant question, what is your farm layout of choice? Because there's so many now. There's like 8 or 9. Which one is your go-to? Because Tracy, you said you started with the beach farm. Is that still your go-to?
You know, I actually, the beach farm holds a fond place in my heart because it was my first, and it is very difficult because you can't do freaking sprinklers on the beach farm, but I do like the layout of it. So I do have a soft spot for the beach farm. I will say I like the new one in the 1.6 update. That's what I've been playing the most recently, and I have been enjoying that farm. What is it, the meadow farm? Or what? Oh, shit, I forget what it's called.
Meadow.
Yeah, the meadow farm.
Meadowlands.
Yes, so honestly, the beach farm has a special place in my heart, so I'm going to say beach farm.
That's fair.
You start with chickens? Oh, that's great.
Yes,
It
it's
is a
really
great farm.
nice. It's a really nice farm.
It's a great layout.
Yeah.
And the bluegrass like auto feed the animals too, so it's
Yes.
like it really was just meant like you want only animals, fam. I'm also like I haven't played Meadowlands yet, but I already know it's gonna automatically be my favorite because when I play farming games, I actually prefer like doing animal stuff over growing crops and shit. However, I am a fan of Four Corners. I know that it's the basic bitch map, but also in a game where you're supposed to make it, you're gonna make it in the Four Corners farm. It's just you get a bit of everything, you know, like you figure out what you want to do, and if you're me who wants to figure out what kind of character you're gonna be, Four Corners makes the most sense. I will also say I'm a big fan of the Wilderness farms, I think, because that's the one that spawns monsters.
Yeah.
That's how I got my Monster Hunter. I just think it's just something cool, okay? Like about it. It's just like, yeah, I live in this abandoned fucking house. The slimes come every night and I'd fucking kill them. Like, it's a vibe, you know?
Yeah, I love the wilderness farm. The one that I always go for though is the forest farm. I feel like that adds a bit of the story of like, oh yeah, Grandpa's farm is so old now that it is overgrown. You have to really sort of carve it back out from the land. Also, very thematic if you're dating Leah, obviously. But also, it's one of the best for resource managements because the guaranteed hardwood spawns, the guaranteed mushroom spawns without getting the mushroom cave. If you pick the fruit bats, you have successfully completed most of the community center bundles in your first year just with the farm layout alone.
Yeah. That's
No, actually, I'm so sorry. There are two, Tracy. There are two canonical races, and you pick one of them. Out of all of Disney, all of Disney, there is only two canonical races, and you pick the one that is most likely to sex offend.
Oh my god. See, I was almost hoping, no, Tracy, of course she could pick that one, but no, Tracy would pick like Shere Khan, you know, a different kind of classy, back on like the, probably a Ventrue, Shere Khan has Ventrue energy, but no!
You know what? I might not do that. I agree.
Actually,
it might be too far.
Although, I will say, if we just do Defend Your Disney movie, Hunchback is like the correct answer.
It's honestly, because it's my favorite movie. It's my favorite Disney movie that it's like, everything about, so it's almost like, yes, I would probably take that time to just talk about why I love that movie. But you're right, it might be too far. But my love for religious zealotism is just, you know.
My guy drops so many slurs in the movie.
Listen.
It's a quarter of his dialogue.
Tracy, I will give you a devil's bargain. You may do Frollo, but you and I need to live stream reading the entire script, just the two of us.
Oh my God, no! Oh, look, he's got a great song too. That's the only
He
other
does.
defense, but
Also,
it's
I
yes,
have
it is very concerning.
I've got to give Rondo props here. He did point out that only 8 people have voted.
Lurkers, get in here!
Lurkers,
You
vote!
flipped in, losers.
Get in here real quick and vote.
I know all of us have voted.
I didn't vote, so I just changed
Get your
that.
vote in.
Oh
Get it in
shit!
before-
We've got a few seconds left. Oh man.
It's so close, so close.
Oh,
Disney villain.
Disney villain wins.
Disney villain locks.
Okay. Okay.
I've already got mine picked, locked, and loaded.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Yes, I am very interested to see. I have a feeling there might also be some overlap for villains because there's objectively like a top 5 like cool Disney villains, and I feel like there's gonna be some overlap. So we'll see.
We gotta make a rule too. Villains, not like there's a lot of Disney films
anti-hero kind of
anti-heroes, or no, there are no villains. Like in Moana, Te-Fiti's not a villain, right?
Tamatoa's got a fun music number.
Tamatoa's there. Yeah, actually, Tamatoa's there, but it's like you can't do Te-Fiti, y'all. That's fucking. That's a cop out, and that's stupid. Like, please, no.
I would like to say though, I think that live action Disney villains should also be considered because there are some tasty, scrumptious ones there.
Yeah. And then Chris is asking about Marvel. I would put Marvel in its own bucket. Like same for Star Wars. I feel like I would put those in their own buckets and we would stick to like
Oh yeah. Cause like Marvel could be a presentation on its own.
Agreed.
Defend your Marvel villain?
Cinematic.
That would go so hard. MCU or comic, either one goes hard. I want to see Disney and then like Disney movies that aren't just they were bought by Disney.
Agreed.
With the exception of Pixar basically counts.
Yes, I agree. So I would put those parameters up for this one. So yeah, I have a feeling that our next one then will be probably a full house. We'll have a full house for the Defend Your Romance for the next one.
We might.
Yeah.
We're gonna have so many people like, oh, gotta do it.
Yep.
I gotta defend Gaston, who's the
I do love him. I love him. Okay.
Oh my God.
I love him.
Anyone who owns the 5th edition Monster Manual, please turn to page 206. Gaston is there.
He did nothing
man,
wrong. He eats 60 eggs a day from the farm, and he
used antlers for. Yeah, okay.
The person that he has affection for from the person who got fucking kidnapped.
Okay. Look, this is gonna be a fight for who's gonna get Gaston because he's.
Right,
I love him too. I think Gaston is attractive. Also, I would defend him in a romance aspect also because I think. I had a crush on Gaston, so
I wouldn't defend him in the romance.
It's the way that like for my Disney villain,
he's a hear me out.
For my Disney villain, I will intentionally call a tag in for this because I know someone's gonna have opinions if I do not let them speak.
Yeah.
Because oh man, do you love a villain who can cut a deal? It's not the one you're thinking. Tracy, did you make the table?
No, we need to make the table. Okay.
Make the tables.
We're making the table and everybody's hopping on these. All right, gang. So thanks for watching the Stardew Valley edition, everybody. I'm probably gonna go play Stardew Valley on my Switch tonight to go to bed and go to my beach farm and say hi to Elliot so I can say hello to my husband. So thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you in the next one, probably in January because we're basically in December already, so we'll plan for a January Defend Your Romance Disney Villain Edition. So see y'all then. Have a good evening, and see you in 2 weeks for our next stream. 2 weeks or 1 week? We'll see you for the next one. Bye.
See you next time.